Sure.
Yeah, that one, the resin companies.
And the dice aren't bad. They're not even low quality dice.
They're
well
not.
weighted, and
I
they're
was gonna say
reasonable balance.
some of the balancing is a little iffy, I think. But like, you can't tell me that Chess X was perfect either. Like,
You know, the only one who was good was Game Science. If you were willing to take a jeweler's uh, a jeweler's scraper, one of those like the little metal files, and you had to gently file down the extrusion point.
Yeah.
But once that was done, the Game Science dice are the best rounded and balanced dice on the reasonable like bulk market, and they tended to I think they're still like $12 to $15 for a dice set, which is expensive, but you get what you pay for. The Game Science dice are actually random. They're not quite as good as Casino D6s, but they don't cost anywhere near as much as Casino D6s cost.
Mm-hmm.
Casino D6s have ridiculous tolerances. It's like less than 1/10,000th of a displacement difference between each side, which is crazy for plastic.
Are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
The fact that they made it so that when the plastic cools, it doesn't change shape at all is fucking mind-blowing.
Yeah, and the divot holes are literally from plastic with the exact same specific density as the plastic they're displacing. So the fact that they have drilled out and put in the replacements doesn't change the actual center of gravity on those dice. It is still, in fact, in the middle of the die.
Fucking wild.
The problem is that the ones that are the so-called cast-offs that you can buy in the visitor centers, like the tchotchke places at casinos, those are the already used dice, and they tend to drill holes in them so that you can't just swap them in and out at the tables anymore. But since they've already been used and they had a hole drill in them, they're no longer well weighted. So I actually, you can probably do it, but they're probably really expensive to buy the legitimate casino dice.
yeah, I've got a set of legitimate casino dice, but they were not cheap.
Yeah.
They were,
especially compared to, like you were saying earlier in the discussion, the massive amounts of dice you can get because of the hobby.
Yeah, I got 25 of them for $25 delivered to my house the next day.
Wow.
Because Amazon. It came with a dice bag. I actually literally have no idea who made any money off of that transaction.
nice.
Hey, Andy, real quick, can you go onto my character sheet and add a break line down the middle of special abilities? I don't want to break whatever formatting you've got.
Yeah, not a problem, sir. Not a problem.
But yeah, when Jay visits, it's going to be D&D Friday with Smash Burgers. Then on Saturday, I'd like to hit up Russian River Brewery in Windsor, because I heard that location's bomb. I wanted to check it out. Some good beers.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably take it easy the rest of the day after that. And then on Sunday, if we're feeling up to it, I haven't done mini golf in fucking forever, and I've never been to Scandia once, so...
You haven't been to Scandia?
I mean, not from here, so yeah. Have you ever been to Malibu? You've never been to Malibu? You can't even go anymore.
I'll give you, there aren't that many left anymore, but there used to be like a dozen or more Scandias across Northern California and Central Valley.
Yeah.
I think we're down to like 2 of them now.
Yep.
I wonder if Malibu was technically like a Scandia. It was what me and Jay had growing up, and it was amazing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about actual Malibu. I was like, of course I've not been to actual Malibu. We had to cross the country.
It was our mini golf place. They had batting cages, they had arcade, and they had go-kart and racing on a course. It was really cool. It was in this weird-ass industrial area, and if you hit the balls too hard on some of the courses, it would launch off on a 101.
Yeah.
You know that one.
Yeah.
They put a net there, but it didn't stop us.
I mean, you could definitely do that still at Scandia. The putt-putt golf is literally right up against the freeway.
And that's 101, isn't it? See?
Yep.
Nostalgic almost. Like, I like this.
I mean, they might have put up a net because of people like you, Gabe. I don't remember having seen one, but like maybe.
I'm just putting things out, man. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just saying what no one's saying.
Gabe's just keeping it real.
That kid's
I'm
singing
just-
hacks.
Yep. Speaking the quiet part out loud.
Oh yeah, here we are. Yeah.
All right, Gabe.
Metal
How do you like
dice.
that?
Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, go off these. My metal dice.
Oh, sweet. Metal dice are awesome.
Where the
So
hell are my dice? I need to go.
You do have to be careful with metal dice so that you don't like dent the table.
Yep.
That's why I got the dice tower.
yeah,
Yep.
get that dice tray. Toss them into.
So that big wooden table that's at the Outer Plains has multiple divots in it from people rolling metal dice on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Dan usually
Dang,
gets so
dang.
anky.
Oh man.
I also have some kinder dice for if I need to roll stuff on the table.
We also have playmats, and so it wouldn't be hard to like roll out playmats onto the
Yeah,
table.
if there's like 1 or 2 playmats, usually like if there's at least 2 playmats, then typically the die isn't going to hit hard enough to dent the table. But
Yeah, and I have
you
some
do
of
have
those
to be
big,
careful
like,
of what table you're rolling it on.
Yeah, I do have.
Yeah.
I have some of those big how to teach magic playmats. So. it's
Oh,
pretty
there you
good.
go. There you go. I actually don't know where my battle map is.
It will dent the fuck out of a battle map, though.
Oh yeah, fucking rip those things to shreds.
Yeah, battle damage.
Straight up, like my buddy when I was first playing as a teenager had these giant metal dice with like sharp corners, and it got to the point where the fucking battle map that we had was literally just like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
We ended up cutting out chunks to use as like battle terrain because it's like, all right, well, this is a flat.
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
I think he cut himself on one of the corners one time. Pretty good.
All right. So, did you otherwise raise your level stuff up, like the saving throws and shit like that?
Saving throws don't change for cleric level 8, so I am staying put.
And then you rolled your. Yep, you already rolled your hit points.
Mhm.
Sweet.
All I gotta do is add some spells.
I've jumped around so many different name ideas for this white dragon.
Oh baby. We get a decision.
I really liked Alabaster. I think that sounded cool for a white dragon. And then I changed that down to just Bastard. I'm like, no.
Bastard.
Just
pretty
Bastard,
much
not Bastard. But almost
It's
is,
pretty
but
much.
I mean, you
But
could call the dragon Al. You know.
Ow.
I'm gonna go with my original one, thanks to Anchorman. I'm naming him Baxter.
God
Oh,
damn it.
so
And I was
actually
thinking-
looked up the rules for dragons, so I actually had gone over it with the others first. I want to go over it with you now. So the dragon you have is a 6-hit dice small white dragon. That means it's size huge, which I know. Ignore the small part. The small part was more of like a type designator for this. Basically, is this a dragon from when they're an egg until they become fully mature adults? This is without them experiencing a horde apotheosis where they literally become bigger, stronger, and like gain extra powers. Your dragon is still in the initial portion of its lifespan, which a lot of dragons spend their entire lives in that one. They're born, they become adults, they have hatches, and then they grow old and die without ever having experienced that. So this is the natural form of dragons. This is without the extra magic that can come with the hordes like powering them up.
Okay.
Now you need to spend about 60 gold a month to properly care for your dragon. Because I realize you can't it's not just free, you do have to spend some money. So it's about 60 gold a month. And if you want a saddle made, or if you want anything like that that's gonna be hitched on him, it costs about 5 times as much as it would for a horse. So a saddle is gonna cost you, I think, like 100 gold to buy.
What you're saying is I'm gonna need some money.
Yeah, potentially.
Yep.
I mean, you guys have money, so it's not like a huge deal. The other one is he can fly, and he can carry around while flying. You just need to train him to do so properly. Because he can carry up to 600 pounds and fly, and up to 900 pounds and fly at half speed. And his fly speed is 240
Jesus
and
fuck.
80 feet in 80 in combat. So that's the equivalent of you guys. Your movement speeds when you're in armor is 90 out of combat and 30 in combat.
Okay.
So he's much faster than you. His in-combat fly speed is about the same as your guys' out of combat, like running at full tilt.
Do I need to worry about things like if we go into a cave and I hitch him outside that he's gonna just bolt or eat our other pets?
Yes, if you have not spent the time to make sure that he views you as the person he's willing to wait for.
Okay. I would
So
like
that's
to
why
do
you're
that.
going to continue spending time with him and
Yes.
continue making him your friend.
Got it.
Our food is here. Do you want to come downstairs and help plate up?
Yes. Yes, we'll do
Okay,
that.
we'll be back in a minute.
So while they plate up, I'm going to use the restroom and move my laundry over. I will be back as well in just a brief period.
I think Ella Baxter.
Alabama.
All right, I like that. That's good. I like that.
So we'll
Just
call him either
name him
Ellie.
Snow. Just name him Snowball and be over with it. Fucking
Snowy. Yeah.
We have 2 Snowies.
Yeah, Snowy. I said for that the confusion factor is.
I still like the name Vanilla because he's an ice dragon.
Ice dragon. There.
Yes. That's what I was thinking too. But I'm gonna go with so Alabaster would have been good because that's white and everything. And then I like the name Baxter. I think Baxter's great. That way I can be like Baxter and all that good stuff. But I went with a combination of the two. It's gonna be Ella Baxter. So we can call him Ellie or Baxter. But no, Vanilla Ice or Ice Cube or Ice Tea would have been good. There is a lot of this. And I mean like a lot.
What do you guys end up getting?
So there's a new place called Masala Express.
Oh yeah.
They're really good. I like them better than Kafal for flavor. I don't know what this is yet. This is probably mine because this one says mild on it.
So it turns out, Masala Express is where I go basically every week for lunch.
Ooh,
Down the road
that
from my
looks
work.
good. You're gonna need a fork for this. But this is the buttered chicken fries.
Oh, those are so good.
Gabe just told me in my ear right there. They're so good. Hey, it's your assortment. I don't even know what that is. I want to eat that right now because it looks good. What is this?
Oh, I declared.
Enjoy. Can I have some of this? Do you want some of this? It's a lot. Well, let's plate them up. Knock them down. Hey, our garbanzos are looking good. They're hydrating. Oh yeah, I made potatoes earlier and then didn't eat them at all. And that sandwich that I made for us for lunch was good. Been putting turmeric on like everything lately. It's an anti-inflammatory and it's not ibuprofen. Stealing that one. And then from this, can I steal this? I'm gonna. Yoink. And then I will steal a piece of naan, I think. Onion one. This one. I think it's just normal. Normal. Onion ones fall apart and get everywhere, by the way. That's the white bowl. Take one of these. Actually, I don't think I need it. I think they put that all over my fries.
Cheers, y'all. Hell yeah.
Cheers? Yeah, man, I used to get a drink too.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
I'm so pumped for fucking next week, too.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to this session too, but it's like like an actual in-person D&D.
In-person D&D. It'll be your first time, won't it?
Yep. Pop my
Damn.
fucking in-person cherry. Yep.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Mhm.
It's very similar, but
Babe.
so different.
This is gonna be a disaster. I shouldn't do it. Oh my god. Ah!
Wow.
Drinking some boozy tea,
Holy shit.
a white tea, raspberry, watermelon, 5%.
Mine's spicy, theirs is mild. So they should be fine. I want a tandoori chicken, like, non-wrap. That's what I want.
Oh, that's not great.
That does sound great. No one does it, but I want it.
Yeah, and I don't think Bag really understands how worked he's about to get in mini golf either. I don't think he comprehends.
Dude, last time I played mini golf, I was in Santa Cruz with like Lindsay and everybody.
The putter's out to play.
I think Lamar was there. I know Danny was there.
Shooter.
'Cause
Oh
we went
shit! Really nice.
we were in the area with the black light, and Danny lit up. I was like, oh no. Do we tell him? Like. Yeah, Danny's great. Congrats to Danny again.
Yep.
He got
All
married.
married and shit now.
Done did it. Did Lindsay ever get married?
Nope.
She hasn't got. I thought she was with the Sod. Was that his name?
They broke up a while ago.
That was a while ago. Yeah, I haven't talked to her in fucking.
Yeah.
They went to Hayward, really. I got no problem with Lindsay. She's cool. That was a down point when Merrick did his bullshit and there was 1 million cats in the house.
1 million cats.
That's what it smelled like.
Ah.
Dude, that was the household where I opened the freezer and there was just a dead kitten rolled up in a paper towel staring at me. I was like,
No. Bruh.
Is that where you put that? I had to get out of there. Oh, sorry. But no, she's cool. She's nice. Just hit a down point. It happens. Life be crazy like that sometimes.
Hello. Sorry that took a little while.
It's all right. We're still prepping. She's giving meds to the kiddo, and then we'll be ready to go.
Sweet. I ended up doing some laundry, using the restroom, and then went up to the kitchen and got myself a drink. Specifically, some gin and juice, so I'm good to go.
Hey.
That's right. We're gonna be picking up some gin. I haven't had that in a while.
Sipping on some gin and juice.
Although specifically, gin and juice, not my favorite. Gin and tonic's my favorite. Because you want your drink to be able to glow
A
in a
good
black
GNC is pretty
Need
nice,
that.
I will say.
Yeah.
I like Hendrix and some good tonic water.
That quinine.
Yeah, with a bunch of lime.
A lime,
Gotta have it.
an olive, a twist.
Who puts olives in their gin and tonic?
I don't know.
What a monster
Yeah,
are
what
you?
the yeah.
Nah.
No, if you were gonna make some gin martinis, sure.
Okay.
That'd make
Yeah,
sense.
we were sipping on gin and tonics at Danny's wedding for sure.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
I think I had like 4 of them.
There you go.
Open bar was nice. Thank you very much again, Jay.
Oh yeah, that absolutely. Yeah, that was great. That I think I was more going whiskeys all night, and it felt like it.
Hey, man.
Did we go over and under on that bill? I can't remember.
Oh, way under.
Way under? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, were other people just not drinking?
Yeah, guess. Not like the way we drink, so.
That's what you get for having a bunch of teetotaler friends.
That's fine.
I mean, more for the rest of us.
I wanted it available.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was
And
about.
no, it was awesome. It was a really lovely ceremony.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a good time.
And it was one of the more enjoyable weddings I've been to in the last decade, I would say.
Turns out when you make them fun, they're fun.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, it's like that was the whole thing. Like we were getting the wedding together, and it was like I know this is for us, but we both like to host, for our friends, and we were like, well, let's make it fun because like we're gonna end up having fun too. Like,
And I didn't see anyone get slapped, and there were no drunken arguments. Like,
Yeah.
literally
That
the best
happened-
wedding I've been to in like
That
10
happened
years.
after.
that happened
Yeah.
after.
Oh, I
I
had
mean,
already gone. Okay.
Yeah, Jay got slapped, but he also asked to be slapped, and so he
Yes.
got slapped.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's a
mean,
great
look,
time.
Jay, bringing your fetish up in front of everyone. I mean, that's,
I mean, who knew?
Who
I
knew?
did. I
I
did.
just
But
like-
you guys, yeah.
Yeah, I exposed it to the world.
It's like
Unwillingly.
someone slapped me right now. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And Ray's like, okay, because she'd been drinking, or he'd been
Yeah.
drinking too, and just wham, like, all right, yeah.
Bam. There we go. All right. Cool.
No, fair bit of
There was
belligerence
a
afterwards.
story to it though. Because I smacked the shit out of James. That was shadow boxing him. Because I usually like
Oh,
me
you
and
got
James.
me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. And I felt bad though. I think I like actually caught James like a good one, and I felt hella bad about it. Like it came around. Like it had the hips behind it. It had the wrists into it. Like fucking plow. Like oh shit.
I hope James got back from the wedding, and someone would ask like, how was it? He's like, dude, I almost got knocked out. Like, oh, was that good? All right.
Knock down someone's kitchen.
So funny. I do like this. This house was good for that. But yeah, man
Session
is
46, so that means next week will be session 47.
man is almost back.
Damn. 49.
Andy.
Yeah.
Do you have a monster manual of some sort that I can pull some stats for creatures from?
Yeah. Let me. I've been using I had incorporated things as a Google Doc, so it's not all the monsters in the game, but it's a huge swath of them because it made it easier for me to have them in that little the stat block form.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just. Save it as a PDF.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't put the bottle of vodka on my desk. That might get a lot of hand.
I mean, you're just getting it ready.
I mean, if I have to call out tomorrow, so be it. I'm kidding. No, I'll work hungover. I'll work from home.
In the system we're using, do you get bonus spells for your stats?
You don't. The stats don't really impact the spellcasting except for minimum thresholds, and that's mostly like there's a couple of spells that are like the 7th level for you that might need a Wisdom 18.
Okay.
But
Because
other than that, there isn't any bonus spells. But honestly, like you get a lot of spells, so it's not, and spells tend to be really powerful.
Yeah, because I had listed 4 first level and 3 second level, which was not appropriate for my level, which is one more than what my level should have had. I'm trying to figure out if I miswrote those down or if they came from something.
No. It's because I had rewritten the class document. You may not be pulling from the latest one. A 7th level cleric had, as an 8th level cleric, because that's important for you, has 4, 4, 3, 2.
Let me. So I'm looking at the class document right here. Cleric, 8th level, at least on the one that I'm looking at, is 3332.
Yeah, that is the old one. Let me.
Oh. Then I am looking at the wrong.
Yeah, let me make because I'm currently I've been working on it and poking at it. You may have had the old link, so let me get a new link.
The one that I'm looking at is in the Mystara folder. And it was
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that basically I haven't touched in like more than 2 years, just about now.
Oh. Okay.
So this is the one I've been poking at and working on.
Is there any difference in the prestige classes that I should know about?
I think you would. Did you grab that prestige class one I shared not that long ago? That's the one that I shared literally like back on the 11th. If you scroll up.
Oh no, I was looking at the one in
No,
the
no. Look
document.
at the one from the 11th.
Okay, prestige classes. Okay. Well, this is gonna be slightly different then.
Yeah, I think Druid didn't change that much, so I think you should still be okay.
Okay, cool.
So here is the monster stat block.
Sweet.
And so what you're looking for are animals.
It was the stats. What's the monsters?
So that's not like there's going to be whole classes of things that are not in there. Just kind of use the closest, or if like I can look and see if there are stats for them elsewhere. These are just the ones that I have gone through and like copied in to make sure, because I either had wanted to use them or they were from a book that I'd want to use. It's a lot of pages, but
4432. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
yeah, it's a much better list of spells.
Yeah, it'll give more flexibility.
Yeah. Just to check on the elves, your guys' spells should be, since we're doing a quick run over on spells, might as well double check for everyone who has spells. Elves should be 2/2/2.
Yep, believe what I got. Yep.
Yeah. At next level, you guys go to 3/2/2/1. You get a 4th level spell and an extra 1st level spell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then your saving throws go up by actually quite a bit. Your death ray save goes to +12, which is a big jump, and then your rod, staff, and spells goes to a +9, and your dragon breath goes to a +9, and your paralysis or turn to stone goes to +9, and your magic wands goes to a +9. So your saves literally all get better next level.
Jesus, yeah, that is quite a boot.
Well, I mean, at 10th level, you're gonna have +14,
Thanks for
+12,
waiting, guys.
+12, +13, +13.
No worries.
All right, looks like we are finally ready to start. It was,
right,
did you
sweet.
say 40, 47, 49? What are we on?
You are on session 46. Next week will be
46.
session 47.
Cool.
So this is the beginning of summer here in the year 982 AC, which is after crowning of the Emperor of Theatis.
Do we like him?
We,
Boo!
You may or may not have strong feelings or care.
I think our group, we don't really seem to.
Yeah, so this area had been conquered by Theatis like 80 years ago. That's kind of one of those plot points. But the current Duke of Kirmakos basically bought this whole duchy from the Emperor, and basically the instead of being his feudal overlord, the deal was the Emperor got a shit ton of money, an entire duchy that actually had like a silver mine and was close to the Heartlands that was super strategically important. In an exchange, the Kermakos family got to have this duchy that they named after themselves. So instead of calling this the Duchy of Traladara like it used to be, it's now the Duchy of fucking Karamakos, named after this duke from the Empire. But he only has to recognize that the Emperor is the Emperor of Theatis. He doesn't actually owe any feudal responsibilities going up towards him, other than always recognizing that he's the Emperor of Theatis.
This is some shady Bridgerton drama, guys. This is juicy.
You know, it really was. It was super juicy. It's just that the Theatis had been spending a shit ton of resources trying to quell rebellions and stuff here for like 80 years. And they're like, fine, we don't want to deal with it. We're just going to sell it and then not have to be responsible, and we'll hopefully get trade from it going forward, since the ruling party is still going to be basically a Theatin family. So hopefully we'll just get great deals out of it while they're dealing with their enemies way to the east. So they're having to deal with the Empire of Alphatia far to the east, and so while they're dealing with that, they don't want to have to deal with stuff to the west.
Makes sense.
So thus, you guys get to be basically the independent nation of the Grand Duchy of Kermakos. So, but your years are still counted from when the first Emperor of Theatis was crowned, so the year 982.
It's good.
Yeah.
Once our team sailed the ocean blue. Oh.
So you guys spent a couple of weeks in Threshold.
Yes, and I'm training my Ella Baxter.
How is that going?
It's a good question. I believe it went successfully the first time. I don't know if we're doing multiple here for checks.
So you only had to really do that one to get the initial training routine going. So you're getting into a good swing of things. You don't think it's ready to like accept you as a mount yet, but it'll definitely walk along beside you without having to be chained or anything like that. Because you've been feeding it consistently, you've been treating it well, you've been giving it good simple commands that you've been reinforcing with positive reinforcement. So it's getting to trust you. That's what the time has been spent so far, is mostly just getting it to trust you.
Okay, I've been trying to feed it multiple food to see what it likes, but I'm hoping and kind of pressing that we can get it to enjoy fish the most. That is the
Yeah, I
goal.
mean, like, it definitely likes to eat meat more than it likes to eat, like, vegetable matter, but honestly, dragons can eat almost anything. If an animal, basically, somewhere on the planet could eat something, a dragon can probably also eat it. Dragons can live off of a remarkably wide range of things, and they're also super efficient, so they get more out of whatever they eat than something their size would indicate. So a dragon that's the size of an elephant has to eat way less than a dragon. They just like to eat way more meat than an elephant does.
Cool. Okay. Damn.
Dragons will also do things like eat metals. But that's because, you know, some of their metabolism might need a little bit of metal in its diet.
It's just supposed to love it.
Yeah. The dragons definitely got altered magically sometime way in their past. They're definitely not completely normal animals, that's for sure.
Do we know how little S feels about this creature?
Probably dislikes it to some degree because
Yeah, because it's getting fed, like it's being kind of babied. But there's a small element of like, yeah, that thing could just eat me in one gulp, and like I don't want to be next to its mouth.
Makes sense.
How does our orc friend feel about his current situation?
I think he's still in like a depressive phase over having lost his people yet again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to think about how he's gonna like put his life back together again. So he hasn't really come to a decision yet. He's
Have we
still
gotten-
a little early for that.
So, are we back at the farm?
No, you're not to the farm yet. You haven't left
Okay.
Threshold yet. You were still
Right.
deciding when you wanted to leave Threshold and like what you were gonna do when you did.
I'm sort of preparing the dragon right now so that it isn't a big problem for us.
Yeah, so the orc probably spends most of his time out where the dragon and Larth are, because Threshold is not exactly super friendly towards orcs and other humanoid creatures. Little less can get away with it because you keep him as in like basically he looks like a pet.
Yeah.
You
I would
get
actually probably
side eyes at
spend-
times, but like he can totally get into town. Whereas Sark might have some problems. The guards might give him harassment on that.
I will make it a point to make sure that he is as comfortable as possible. Like I'll get whatever he needs from town, and I'll offer to spend time with him in case he wants company.
Okay.
But otherwise, be respectful.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, so we have dragon training.
I think Eleanor would also be spending time trying to convince him, or like hint that like, well, I have a farm, and if you wanted to stay and maybe be in charge of all of the things at the farm,
Okay.
it might
so
be a nice kind of
Eleanor
quiet.
is like spending time socializing him and giving him options, basically.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so Blarth, people continually ask like how much do you want to sell your dragon for, that kind of stuff.
What are they offering?
Offers similar to like last time. People are offering like 1,000 gold, 1,200 gold, that kind of stuff.
Pennies.
Yeah, gonna happen. I will inform them that Ella Baxter is like family to me now, and there is no price.
And family is
One
worth much more than
million.
one. Yeah, no, that
Sold
makes
and
sense.
sold.
I don't know. I got a grandpa I'd trade in for that much money.
Yeah, I don't know how much old people go for.
That's the market rate for an old person.
I think it depends on how racist it is.
Or the kind of sacrifice you're doing to do. But
So, Alla Baxter is what you're going for in the name?
Ella Baxter, yeah. I'll write that down here.
This mango chutney is so good.
Ella Baxter.
Let me make sure I'm spelling it right.
I can't get this to work.
Pretty simple. I don't do
Alla
difficult-
Baxter? Like that?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
Alabaxter. Ella
Yep.
Baxter.
Yep.
I'm mostly gonna call him Baxter. He's my Ellie dragon.
And remember, that's his stats.
Yeah, I got it on my sheet.
Cool. Cool. Sweet.
Unless that was changed from the last time.
Nope. That is literally still the same thing. Doesn't take any damage from cold. Takes has a breath weapon 3 times a day. That's a big old cone doing 3d6 damage. Saves as a fighter level 6. Morale of 8.
Does it
Intelligence of 5.
understand? Does it understand common at all?
You can definitely make it understand.
Okay.
It's brighter than your average chimpanzee, so and it's just as capable of understanding like body language as say a dog is. So like imagine like a dog with the intelligence of a chimpanzee and crow at the same time, and that's
Like
kind
an
of how
octopus?
bright. Smarter than octopus.
Okay.
It's just not able to like fit in through things. So it can definitely problem solve. It's just not gonna like read or write or start talking in common. It's
Yeah, I don't
an
know if I'd-
exceptionally cunning and intelligent animal who's capable of flying and understanding the language of dragons.
If it starts talking, I'm selling him. Anyway,
I start the bidding at 1,000 gold.
I mean, if it starts talking and you sell him, isn't that slavery?
depends.
I start the bidding at 500 gold because of the problematic nature of slavery.
Like, let's just get our money now,
Not if
and
he's
then we
made
leave
of
the country.
food. Anyway, I'm kidding. I would never.
So, there had been talk of now heading to the farm, and I believe we had talked about how you guys would go. You had mentioned that you were maybe wanting to take a riverboat down to Kelvin, and then walking from Kelvin, maybe a riverboat all the way down to Specularum, and basically then taking the road from Specularum up to your farm.
Yes, this sounds right.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you guys going to be buying anything in Threshold, or is the buying going to be done in like Kelvin or Specularum, the capital?
Whatever the largest place is.
All right.
Whichever
Although,
place
wait.
has the least amount of taxes on their products.
Firstly, we wanted to do our armor buying where we are now because the armor is the most affordable. and
Oh,
most
right. If
likely
you're
to-
gonna buy dragon scale armor, here's
Yeah.
where to do it.
Yeah,
Mm,
we
okay.
already
So,
factored that into the cost
you
that we
can-
spent.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you were gonna buy dragon plate.
We got dragon plate for basically everybody.
Mhm.
Right. Oh, that was part of what was taking the time because it had to
Yeah.
get fitted for you. Yeah.
And then we were gonna get it made, and then I think come back later because it was
Mm.
gonna take a while.
It was gonna take on the order of like a month.
I think
Well, I
we
didn't
just
know if-
looked at staying for the month.
Yeah.
I think no time.
Okay. There was something we were gonna come back for that we had ordered. I don't remember what though.
I think you're right about the ordering process. I think, but I also seem to recall when we heard that it was only going to be a month that we were like, we can stay here for a month. It's fine.
Right. No, that makes sense. Okay, so that's partly why it's into summer now rather than being in spring anymore. The farmers no longer are terrified of there being a dragon so close to town. They've gotten used to Blarth training his dragon out in a campsite near the road. The city guard no longer come by to air quotes, make sure nothing's going untoward. They just kind of you've fallen into the background noise. And you've only had to had a little polite conversation with 2 small groups of wannabe adventuring groups of made up of teenage kids. No, you can't shoot arrows at my fucking dragon.
I will let him eat you. The elves have a Deadpool to see which villager dies first. I'm being stupid.
Naturally.
Rather, I will start one, and if anybody wishes to join, they're welcome to do so.
yeah,
As Linus has suddenly become just a little bit cooler, a little bit grungier, I'm kind of digging this vibe for you.
dude, like, just chilling now, right? Hey,
I
man.
like this for you.
I'm gonna just be like, totally vibing, all right?
This is wonderful.
Is
I'm
this
so
Linus's
glad.
new, like I've been taking drugs in the woods persona? I've been
He's-
eating mushrooms.
He's just like mellowed out, okay?
Brother Darkness.
He's a
No,
little less
that's
twitchy than Darkness, but
Darkness is like a
yep, that
little
one.
higher key and
Yep.
like a little more like beach bum.
Pompous.
Yeah, a little more pompous. He's like whatever. You know, kind
He
of
calls
grew up.
himself a beach bum, but his family owns property in both fucking Newport Beach and in New Hampshire.
Yep. He grew up in the Hamptons. Went to school with a bunch of Valley girls, learned their lingo. He's got that vocal fry. Whereas Linus is like, yeah, man, like I realize it's all just kind of pointless, all right? And so we're just gonna like chill.
I'm loving this for you. Eleanor is obsessed. I almost want to start giving him treats.
Hey,
But
man,
I would
I-
notice that S is probably getting jealous, and I'd be like, I would give you treats, but you'll be fine. I'm so proud of you.
they're like cool shit inside these trees. Like, are we gonna have a good time?
We're gonna have a great time.
Dude,
It's gonna be so wonderful.
I'm all for it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Brother Linus definitely looks different. He's not wearing his armor. He
No,
stopped
he's
wielding
wearing.
the.
No, right. He isn't wearing his armor because he has to get it remade.
Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna wear the plate from the White Dragon scales, not the metal armor you've been wearing.
Well, he
Um,
had metal. He had white dragon plate, but it had the metal rivets and everything.
Oh, that's
Uh,
right. You were the one who had to wait for it to be made with
Yeah.
just like dragon sinew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a hardened wooden shield now instead of the steel shield he was wielding.
Mm-hmm.
You notice the hammer's like wrapped up and like flung from the bottom of his bag rather than like in a ready position on his belt.
I love a good glow up.
So, do you guys want to just kind of lie low until that's all done, a little over a month from now? Or did you guys want to look into doing anything in the area around Threshold while you wait for your armor to be done? I just kind of want to know, are we doing a quick time skip, or are we doing, let's go find out what's going on with those caves, or
I'm
Castle
voting for time
Mystara?
skip. I want to get back to my farm.
You guys want to maybe spend some time with me to get more familiar with the dragon too?
Yes.
Yeah, which we can totally do. Time skip. Blarth is definitely spending time with the dragon. Anyone who wants to spend time with it can be more familiar with the dragon, so the dragon will think of you more as allies instead of just, set pieces.
That's probably the better one.
Yeah, certainly.
Possibly.
Yeah. Stark also would spend enough time out there because he can't go into town, so.
Andy, real quick before I start writing these down, have you updated the divine magic other than what's in the Mystara player content folder?
No. But let me double check. I will literally throw a new copy at you.
Sweet. Dip, duck, dive, dodge.
Dodge dragon.
Dodge a wrench, dodge a dragon. French is fire breathing. Oh god.
I will say, so perhaps, so it seems like we're all kind of willing to maybe hang out outside of the town from time to time. I know I want to like spend some time in the town, and like I know our reputation or what have you is pretty good. So like I would probably be taking advantage of that as far as like visiting the taverns or whatever from time to time to
Oh yeah, to get the drinking halls.
regale.
definitely.
Yeah,
I like to imagine that Asiago's telling tales.
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Regale the folks in some wicked tales of and you know obviously some you know
Embellishment.
yeah, exactly, some shenanigans perhaps, but no, I would say one
12 feet
thing.
tall and shooting fire at its ass.
I would say I know we have actually a good storage of ale to our name actually, and I imagine maybe as we're all hanging out outside of town, maybe we crack open one of those barrels, and
Yeah.
and at some point I would probably get liquored up enough to build up the courage to actually go apologize to Sark in a way. More or less along the lines of something like, uh, you know, it's when it came down to it, it was a situation in which I, you know, hearing that they're your family and that sort of thing, it does fill me with some regret. At the same time, I can't help but once us in our group, this ragtag group's been with together for a while now, and it's been quite a few journeys, and given the situation, I feel I feel bad. I know just another group you've lost, and you've gone through a lot of losses at the hands of folks like me that were just willing to do what it needed to survive. But I love the people around me, and I hope that I know you've taken fondly to Eleanor, so I hope open time that at least somewhat of respect from one another. I guess you take that as you will.
Yeah, he's he's a little confused because he doesn't know why you'd have to apologize for doing what an elf would do. Like he hates elves for doing it, but like that doesn't mean he doesn't understand that elves are doing what elves got to do.
In your nature.
It's in your nature.
No.
Like there's definitely a difference in like how orcs approach things than other people. That orcs don't really ever say they're sorry.
Kind of cool. So it's probably shocked him just a wee bit.
Yeah.
I think Arkmon's been one to where like even with interactions with like goblins and that sort of thing, like understanding that they're just another living creature, more or less, just eh, he's seen shitty folks from all sorts of walks, right? Like it doesn't necessarily pertain like, oh yeah, it's these damn elves, these damn orcs, that sort of thing. But it was, I guess what he's trying to get through is that like once it became a threat to our people, then it was time to go. So he doesn't apologize for that necessarily, but he doesn't necessarily feel I guess remorse just for the fact that or just sorry for the fact that I don't necessarily. They were just in the wrong place, basically, and
They would have hurt us
they stood their
otherwise,
ground.
so-
Exactly, exactly. It stood to
I think that might be why he's confused as to why you're apologizing.
right.
Because like in orc culture, you would have done. That's exactly what you should have done. So it's like apologizing for doing the right thing.
Doesn't mean you still can't feel a little bad about it.
Yeah, you totally understandable. Sark is confused why you would feel bad about it.
Right.
Right.
Like Sark feels bad because like he's a little put out and doesn't know what to do with his life, and that is an existential misunderstanding. Like he doesn't get why he should be so out of tune with things. But like he wouldn't expect you. You're not responsible for his being out of tune of things.
I think I'll apologize too, just because like I'd feel bad if he's apologizing and I'm not. Like, yeah, yeah. I threw one of my swords and I missed at a guy. But I still think I might have cut someone up. I can't quite remember. But yeah, you may have lost all your people, but at least I gained a dragon, so it's good.
There's a bit of wishing that he was maybe a little bit more diplomatic in the situation. Pretty much, I acted as soon as there was any word of they weren't gonna back down. You said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna use fireball now,"
Yeah.
instead of
I will remind you, we did
Try-
try diplomacy.
we
It was something we
tried
attempted.
it for a bit. We didn't like. There's
How
could
much
be-
do we
Closing
need to
statement.
try?
The closing statement didn't
Can-
happen before the
this
fireball
is
went off.
this is literally a Asiago in his history has been able to not use brute force all the time to be able to get his way. Very not wanting to do that and actually try to use maybe words and that sort of thing to get by, and not necessarily his own, his former partners, but now it was like he has access. All of a sudden he has this powerful like magic that spawned within him, and he immediately fucking used it to just absolutely demolish the force instead of using any real diplomacy. He felt as far as he could have gone as to what he would have potentially done before. It's a change in him that he's had to recognize.
To be fair though, you did learn that spell, and it is new to you, and it is kind of exciting, and it was sort of the moment. So
Yeah.
As the character you are, I can't help but to think that maybe you were a little giddy to try it out.
Absolutely.
Legends.
Eleanor has no regrets.
And
I'd say you're
Yeah,
only
and
human, but
I will also
honestly,
point out
there's some role playing awards going on here because Jay definitely feels that guilt about it. Sark doesn't understand why you would feel guilty, but that's on him, not on you.
context also on this, and I brought this up beforehand. This is as we've been drinking in the outdoors.
Yeah.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Asiago's feeling, or Asia, he's definitely feeling a certain kind of way.
And
He gets
instead of
melancholy when he's drinking.
Bad boys.
right,
Uh,
and
Hey,
Blar's
man.
apology was basically just saying that I'm glad I got a dragon. So
Dude, like, sometimes life just kind of comes at you, and there's nothing you can do but, like, ride the wave, okay? So,
all
I'm
right.
in
there's
love with
darkness.
Linus. Eleanor went from hating Linus just a little bit
hey, the new
to being absolutely like.
mindset for Linus has removed his stutter. Like this is
Oh,
working.
yeah.
This is working
So-
for him. Yeah.
he hasn't fully, like, captured the fact that he doesn't stutter anymore, but, like, you definitely notice it. He hasn't yet, but you definitely notice he doesn't stutter.
I guess the other reason you would also fireball them is we just got through going through a fucking like crazy set of situations before we got here, from vampires to fucking islands where most things there want to eat us.
Trick people.
I think at this point, like, you are ready to pull the trigger because of the things that we've done alone. I don't blame you. Sark doesn't even blame you. He's like, huh?
Yeah, and that's fine. If if
Yeah.
it's just something that you just kind of like, oh, alright.
You're still
Ah.
Asiago. Your
it's kinda-
policy makes sense. Yeah, I get it.
And it's not like he's like staying up awake at night, I guess, at this point. But it's just something that he's had on the mind since it happened, and he's now like joined our squad, and now it's been like a month or whatever, how much time. I guess this could be like a weekend or 2 weeks in. I don't know when you crack this barrel open.
I adore the sensitive side. This is lovely.
But yeah,
Well.
cheers. And, does the dragon want any?
The dragon's totally cool with drinking booze.
Hell yeah! Can we get a keg for the dragon?
Wow.
Hey,
I
bring one
don't know
over.
about this.
Hey,
it's not like it's gonna set anything on fire.
a happy dragon, a happy life.
Okay.
uh,
Can the dragon get drunk off of what we have?
It's a lot of booze to pull that off, but you.
I was
might be
gonna
able to do it.
say. At least a little buzz, make him
Are
happy.
you, are you
Yeah.
trying to get the dragon drunk?
I don't know about drunk. Just a
Jesus
little.
Christ.
A little toasty, so he starts
Just a
toasting
little
things.
bit. Well, I don't need him to freeze anything right now.
Oh, he's gonna though.
I mean, I hope so, but just not right now.
He's gonna get excited. You're gonna
Lord,
wake up.
are you trying to get the dragon? This come out of your share of the booze, you know.
Just a
Frosty bits.
little tips. He's a big guy. I think he could handle like a keg.
Your share of the booze.
Your share of the booze. Exactly. Thank you, Eleanor.
All right, so I share a keg with the dragon, so I'll get my sips from the same keg as the dragon has theirs.
There you go.
so.
There you go.
Yeah,
Sharing a
you
little
guys
beer
are
with your
class.
dog.
Begrudgingly, I'm not sharing none of this keg. All right, my keg.
The group has spent some time here. You definitely feel close to your dragon. Please mark off the money you spent, like, feeding it for the last month.
For last month, that was
And,
60, I think. Right.
Yeah. And the group now has their armor, including Linus, who now actually has his appropriately capped off White Dragon scale plate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Now I just need to find a fucking warhammer made of stone and wood. Or not metal, whatever that exists. Is
Oh,
ironwood a thing in this game?
There is, but not here in Chaladara.
Okay.
question. We have this Wanda lightning bolt, but it's unidentified. Do we have the ability to identify it if
So if you had spent some time in the last month, which actually totally would make sense, because you literally had it lying around, that would let you determine how many charges it has.
Okay, it says 2 charges to the right of it, but it still says unidentified,
Oh,
so I don't know.
yeah. Oh, that's right. I had told you what it was, but mentioned that it was just unidentified for now, so you couldn't just start using it.
Okay.
So it's a wand of lightning bolts, which means that it's not chargeable, but it does have 2 lightning bolts in it, so you can point it and say the word, and the lightning bolt will come out. Each one is a 66 lightning bolt, so it's cast as though a 6th level person.
Okay.
And the way lightning bolt works is it's as per spell, which means that anywhere within 240 feet, you can start the lightning bolt and aim it which direction you want it.
Yeah, that's right. And then
You're basically pointing where you want it to start, then you're flicking the wand towards where you want it to go.
Lovely.
And then I'm also seeing that we have a +1 magic sword unidentified. I don't know how long ago we fucking got that, where we got it from necessarily. But
I believe
also
that was
missed-
just at Elwyn's place, so that is just a magic +1 sword.
Ah, okay.
So it is a magic weapon, it's just nothing special about it, and it is a sword. Which I think makes it more like a backup weapon.
Not a bad thing to have.
Yeah. Linus will definitely go hunting for a warhammer of some sort that he can use to, at least, even if it's not magical, just something he can use to wheels, because he has no weapon besides a sling at the moment.
Yeah,
kinda
you
cut
can you can definitely buy a polished stonehead warhammer. It's just twice the cost because it's actually a pain in the ass to properly polish a stone.
Is it 50% or twice
It's double.
double? All right.
So literally, it's the kind of stone that Thor's hammer actually probably was in traditional classic sense.
Hmm.
Damn.
Any magical ones for sale? Since he's looking?
Not here in Threshold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's got something he can trade it in if necessary. May not even use it. Hard to say. Warhammers are not expensive. Fantastic. stick with a rock. Some point. Let me actually roll it real quick. 2d4. What? No. Why did that not work? Application did not respond. Oh, Dice Parser's offline?
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. It died.
Yeah, looks like we need a new dice parser.
Ripperino.
Yeah. You had mentioned that you knew of one?
I mean, we could probably use Avray. Although, let me just take a quick peek. It's been a minute since I've looked around. There might be something better now.
Yeah.
Dice spot recommendation. Dice Maiden, Roll'em, Avray. We've used Avray a fair amount.
Avray's been phenomenal for the integration with the D&D Beyond sheet. Being able to roll digital dice and have it actually show up in chat for everybody.
Only for D&D 5e.
Correct. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's a D&D Beyond product. Got it.
Yeah.
It's a Discord thing, but yeah, okay.
Like if you get good with the all the input commands, we use like 10% of it. The other commands it has is crazy. You can have it linked to a monster with all the monster stats. You can have it take note to all of the initiative, and you can even command and you can see the initiative order. When it takes a monster, it'll have the hit points and everything too, and automatically roll damage on hit. I don't know. It kind of takes away, I think, a little bit.
Bogsy's Dice Bot, Dice Roller.
Dice Roller's on multiple lists that I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Although the commands are a bit unintuitive, apparently. There's Sesh. I wonder if Avray could work for this, because I mean, you can just type in a roll for Avray.
Yeah.
We'll be using like 1% of it, but I think that's all we need.
I mean, yeah, we're doing simple rolls here.
Yeah, I think you could do it.
Okay, so how do I go about getting it?
And Avray.io. And then maybe? Wait, there really no. Oh, invite down at the bottom.
Yeah. Right, let's make sure Avray is fully connected. Sorry, this is
Yeah, no, you're right. We should just do this in person next time. True. Can only say that because it's actually happening. I'm actually surprised. Kind of, I like the fact that we have me, Gabe, Mana here. Andy, you're not too far.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
in,
now that-
I'm in town, so.
We have Jay visiting. We get to do the in-sesh. Like, that's cool.
Okay, my my laundry sounds unbalanced. I will be right back.
Hate that.
Have they gotten back to us yet? I don't think they have.
We got them the dimensions, so we're waiting back to hear back.
Yeah. I'm gonna email them again and be like, hey, so.
We might need to go to a
Oh, here we go.
laundromat. Oh, did they?
Yeah, about an hour ago.
They talking about a time to come over to install one, or is it gonna be a while?
It says they're in contact with a specific vendor. They have no experience working with this vendor, and are working with them at the owner's request.
That's an old one. That's from the before.
No, this is from an hour ago.
That's literally the same message that they sent us with. Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
There's probably a default message that they have for when they're actually looking to hire somebody
Yeah,
for a job. So that means that they're getting quotes and they're trying to look for the low ball, which
probably.
is what I would do if I was doing this job. So
I thought I seen a message that said that like we were good, but then to keep in mind that going forward maintenance was on us, and like, which I think is understandable, but also like shade.
Yeah.
Guy.
there's probably a certain amount that they have to spend on this per year.
Alright, so Avray theoretically should be here. If folks can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
give it a
do
try.
see Avray under Dungeon Master. Let's see.
What's the average command for the regular role? It's that, right?
It's exclamation R space 1d20. Or
Exclamation R.
exclamation R. Yeah.
Everybody get it? Oh my god.
Ah, that's everywhere.
Highlight though. All right, hey, it's going off. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so
dice rolls.
It's
if you wanted
working.
to roll an attack, you would do
Exclamation space R space. Then the dice. You can't edit it, unfortunately. You have to actually post it. There you go.
Okay, cool.
You don't have to put a 1 in front of any single die. It's only when it's 2 or more.
Fair enough.
Might be able to do a few other things, but that
Yeah.
we could use here. But I think this is all we're looking for right now.
There are some commands like, drop the
I
lowest,
just lost audio for
take
Discord.
the average.
Initiative.
Oh, I can hear you. Oh, Asiago. Got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey babe,
What's up?
No.
I can't hear Discord. I can hear audio because I can hear the music playing, but I can't hear Discord.
You can't hear me talking right now.
I can't hear anything in Discord right
Weird.
Wow.
Did you?
We can-
did
we
you
can hear
restart
her.
it?
now. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
So
Alright.
Avray looks like it's loaded. That solves that problem. That was weird.
Sweet.
I'm gonna go kick dice roller out of my
Get out of
Discord.
here. Don't take kindly your tap around these parts.
Yeah, not working. That's exactly right. We don't take kindly to.
Avray's not going anywhere for a while, I'm sure. So that should
No, yeah.
Next week.
yeah.
be- Dude, that's happened to me before. Okay.
Yep.
Atlas
Remember that time we
Reactor.
got- I was gonna say, remember that
Fucking,
time
I'm
we
like,
got to that
Tony,
one
check this game out. We get on it. He's like, this is the best
Falls
game
in love
ever.
with it.
2 weeks later, server
weeks
shut down.
later.
Oh.
Fucking what?
And now there's a hole in our heart we can't fill.
Yeah, that happens. That happens. I actually just last night was like, no, 2 nights ago was like, I kind of feel like I want an old school MMO, but I don't want to pay anything, so I started playing the D&D Online, the 3.5 one.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Nice.
Nice.
I made that the account I logged in on was like, oh yeah, I made this account like back in 2009.
We almost did that.
I mean, it's free, so like whatever. I'm not costing myself any money other than my time.
Yeah.
Which you were already willing to.
Waste. Yes, exactly.
And I've got multiple people saying that I should play Final Fantasy 14 with them.
I mean, you can play for free from 1 to 50, but you can't play with friends during that time.
Oh, really? Ugh.
They can just tell you what to do
I know Ray and Dallas play that game a lot.
every once in a while. They're not on it right now. Anyway,
I did 14 twice. Once when it first came out, and then
Mhm.
again when they so-called fixed it and made it actually playable.
it
Because
was
the first
same.
time it was fucking not playable when it first
was
came out.
the same. I don't know.
It was not the same. It was.
I got
not.
to I got to level 30 when it first came out, and there was no more content. I was like, oh shit! Like, I'm so glad there's more now, but it's so dated. When
Yeah,
you
my
look
roommate
at
Jackie still plays it.
yeah, I can see that. When you see trailers for things like Arcade 2, like
Yeah.
it's in Chrono Odyssey, it's like, oh, okay, there is the next like generation of MMOs on the way here. They're almost here. So we'll see. We'll see if they're any good, but it's hard to play one right now.
I don't
'cause
know,
those
like
are-
so much of the MMO stuff, it feels like has just been them figuring out what features they don't have to give us, rather than like what features they could possibly give us. Because like in a lot of
Speaking of
ways, like while the graphics have gotten better, I can do fewer things in a modern MMO than I can do in say like Ultima Online.
This
Right?
is so true. Yeah, that is the thing about the newer ones. I'm like, it's going to be pretty basic, so it needs to be good gameplay for the basic. Where the old ones have all the systems. Like Arcade has the legal system and everything, where you can be part of the jury and the trial and everything, and to see if someone was guilty of their crimes and puts them in jail for a duration. Like, holy crap, that game's amazing.
Did you guys
So-
ever play Vanguard?
Yes, I played Vanguard.
Do you remember the crafting system?
Oh
from
my
Vanguard?
god, and lighting yourself on fire half the time.
One of my buddies became a shipbuilder.
Nice,
You
that's
want to know the
crazy.
bullshit you had to go through to make that happen, and how many other people had to feed you subsystems?
Oh my god, that game was silly. The
You
druid
couldn't
was
build everything
badass
all
though.
yourself. I played the Scion, the one that had the world chat, because everyone and all the factions, all the Scions and all the factions shared one chat.
That's awesome.
We were
That's
the only
amazing.
global chat, and it was the Scions shared a psychic connection to every other Scion.
That's crazy, and I love that.
That game had the critical strike, the like epic critical strike, and the legendary critical strike. So there's a super small chance you would fucking nuke something. It was
You
cool.
could also play on free-for-all servers, where the only people you wouldn't hurt were the people you were currently in a party with, and that was
Mhm.
it.
Oh, wow.
So,
missed that
like
game.
for funsies, me and my friends,
It was
I was
janky,
never
though.
good at it, but like they would, like you knew what was about to happen as soon as one of them would drop the party. You're like, oh, they're about to. Oh yeah, there it goes,
Yep.
Alpha Strike on us. For funsies.
The druid had a spell that took like half a month to fill up, but when you used it, you could basically one-shot anything.
What the
That-
fuck?
Yeah, it was cool as hell. It was like you literally made a starfall. Like it was starfall,
remember-
but like literal. Like,
Bards could run so damn fast.
and you needed it. Anyway, we're getting distracted. That
Yeah.
that
Derail.
fucking game.
Nice derail.
All right, so
Good.
back on now that we have a dice roller.
So,
The
yeah.
group has spent their time in Threshold, and you guys are deciding to leave. The barge that you're going to rent, I recall you guys have talked about this. He definitely wants to get paid. He wants you to rent out the whole barge if he's going to have a dragon on the back. So
Makes sense.
he wants like 20 gold to take you downriver,
Yeah. Okay.
which is not that lot for you guys, but is definitely a lot if you were bulk hauling stuff on a barge. Because bulk hauling downriver is super easy. They just have to cast off. It's only going upriver where there's work. That's the more expensive one.
All right, just point me in the direction where I cast my line.
Yeah, you're just like casting off behind the thing, and you're just you know,
God damn! Don't get in my way. Piss off the fish.
as Asiago's he fishes for the next like 3 days as you guys slowly make your way downriver towards Kelvin.
Don't do it.
He's
You
got
really
a little
sleep.
lean-to on the
No.
back. Oh, 3 days of fishing. You don't understand. This is serious business.
Gotta feed
So
this
yeah,
fucking dragon now.
he's literally doing his best to try to feed the dragon with fish. A few times he had to lose the line, because some 12, 15-foot fish decided to catch on the line and then rip the line.
Rude.
Rude. Those damn sturgeon, because these river systems have those 12 to 20-foot long sturgeons.
Mm-hmm.
Damn sturgeons.
Brick of fishy muscle.
I mean, sounds good for a dragon to eat, but
Yeah. I mean, Russian River used to have the 10-footers.
Really?
Yeah, you can still occasionally find the 6-foot long sturgeons out in the Russian River. It's just most of them got hunted down and eaten by people.
Makes sense.
I mean, I'd eat it.
Humans do as humans want to do.
Yeah. Our sturgeons don't get quite as big as the ones in Russia, but they get 10, 12 feet here, the ones that are along the rivers of the West Coast.
Question.
Pretty spicy.
What would be my ability to be able to utilize something like magic weapon on my line to reinforce it so I could actually catch sturgeon? I would be absolutely down. I will check a sturgeon.
Yeah, you definitely want to use a thicker line to start with, and then if you were on to get some enchanted hooks, you'd have to look for them or figure out a way to enchant them yourself. But yeah, that's definitely a thing to try for if you want to do that.
Okay, this is a multi. Okay.
You're beginning to plot out. I'm gonna need a heavier line. I'm gonna need some sort of enchanted hook, maybe an enchanted pole.
Okay. Oh, I mean, we can stick them. We can stick them real good.
Yeah.
We just need to be able to hold them, and honestly, we'd be able to just fucking get him with the halberd, bring him in.
Yeah, exactly. Get him close enough to just
You have a pole arm.
Yeah, we could just get pole arms and pole nets.
How? If I remember correctly, Linus was actually in my heart, or was this Darkness? Shit, I might remember Darkness. Or did Linus have a proficiency for traps as well? I'm trying to remember if somebody did.
I think that was a.
There's Darkness.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I've got survival. Actually, no. I do have survival. So there is some trap knowledge there that's required.
But it's mostly snares.
But it's snares. It's not like.
Well, that's actually.
You might know how to make a fish trap out of some baskets and some sticks, but that's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, I can do river traps. River traps are dirt easy to make. Anyone can do them. Sea traps, that's different.
The other idea is I switch over and I start using fairy mount, and I just go on my my crocodile mount and I go after him hand to hand.
I forgot you had that.
Oh, actually, Linus is gonna spend a little time. Wait, do you still have your crocodile? Is it here?
It's a fairy mount. It's a spell. Yeah. I don't.
That's right.
I don't actually have a. What I do have is a donkey.
The donkey.
Yes.
Donkey.
What's your donkey's name?
Fucking Dudley.
Dudley. Nice.
Dudley the donkey. Linus definitely wants to spend some time, studying the fish that we catch, especially some of the larger fish. So if we can catch some large sturgeon or crocodiles or something, Linus is all for this.
Yeah. Absolutely. The more the merrier.
Could also make some crab or fish pot that we could hang off the back of the boat in the evening when we're not sailing actively.
Get some turtles and crabs the next day.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Well, more like it'll be turtles and crayfish.
Weird. Some stuff for Baxter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're super simple to make. You take a bowl, you take a funnel, you stick the funnel on top of the bowl, so that when the fish swims in it, they don't see an easy way to swim out, and then they just kind of fill in there.
You guys are definitely. It's summertime, so they're doing 16-hour days. and they're going about like 20-something miles each day. So you're not going super fast. You're definitely going slightly slower than like someone could like keep up a good walking pace. But like literally, this barge is carrying down like you guys plus like 60 tons of material to Kelvin.
Wow.
It's a barge, man. Like that's
Yeah.
it's the most efficient way to move cargo there is that doesn't involve magic.
Fair.
And on like the first day, they stop off near midday. They stop off near where the barge is for the dock is for Verge, that little small community that's south of Threshold, and then you continue down the waterway. You usually will stop at a site around midday, get some lunch, and then stop for the evening at the end of the day. And then you'll no travel during the night. Like they don't want to risk it, so they pull the barge up, tied off, and then like rest along shore somewhere, or if they can get to a dock in a good time, rest on a dock somewhere. On the end of the second day, you actually reach the ferry grounds and docks at the elven community of Riflian, which is the elves that live in the Radeb Forest, which is the local forest. This is like their trade town. It's also kind of like the equivalent of. It's kind of like a Pier 39 in San Francisco, but like for the elven community. So it's where both humans and elves sort of have the amusement park version of each other simultaneously. That's their interface point.
Got it.
So it's the super safe point for the Kaleri elves that are living in Radib Forest. So this is where the elves do things like sell high-quality horses. This is where they buy high-quality all-white horses, because the elves always want to buy all-white horses because there's a cultural significance to riding an all-white horse.
Was this the campaign that we found a big group of horses that we sold to the elves?
That was with the other group.
That was the other group.
Okay. Yeah, but your other characters had been here before.
Yeah. What's this place called again?
This is Riflian.
Riflian.
Yeah. It's here next to Radleb Woods. The Clan Kaleri is the main elven clan that lives here. I believe that's technically speaking the clan that Cynthia belongs to, and that Asiago is well related to. His particular branch split off long ago enough where they no longer really claim to be Kaleri elves.
Family, friends, everyone's a cousin. The whole thing.
Actually,
So
not super into my family because
Yeah,
I like all of the monsters. I'm actually not super interested in going back home. We're staying here for a particularly long amount of time.
Yeah, no, like the elves here, like definitely they have a stronger look down attitude towards like Little S and Sark, as well
I have
as
zero
they
tolerance for
kind
that.
of want the dragon to leave town as soon as possible. Not because they don't know that humans can train dragons. They just are like, dragons eat so much, and if you die and there's a problem, maybe the dragon will go rampage. Like, keep it moving.
yeah, that makes sense.
So,
makes sense.
but this is a place where you can buy a lot of elven goods that are either way more expensive elsewhere or just fairly non-accessible. So there's a really nice inn here. It's the only one that will serve non-elves. It's called the Silver Swan. There's a big market area, and then there's some dock ports along with. It's the sort of street vendors things that like happen at like fairs, because this town really only exists as a year-round kind of fair where the elves and humans interface at.
So, question. During this trip, Linus has, in his new chilled out state, been coming up to everyone with a big old handful of berries. And he's been like, hey man, if you just want to like vibe out and have a good full time, you should eat one of these. It'll make you feel better.
What do they do?
I mean, quite a few of the elves will just eat them.
Yeah. It's good berry. It's a full meal, a hit point back, so all your cuts and bruises and bumps go away. Feel full and happy. And I'm gonna say there's like a slight like mild edible indica effect where you're just like cool.
Like a CBD gummy.
Yeah, like a really good CBD gummy. So these things last just over a week when Linus cast.
Oh, that's how
Could
long they
he?
keep before they go
Yeah.
bad? Yeah.
The duration is 1 day per level. I know that hardtack traveling rations are supposed to last for a good long while, but there are fresher rations that are sold. Could Linus sell these as temporary rations, make a little cash while we're traveling here?
Yeah,
like
but you're
it.
not gonna make a lot of cash. Like, this is the kind of things where the elves have equivalent or better. So Rifflian is not necessarily the place that cares.
Fair. But something for the future. All right. Well, everyone's chill.
That's a solid idea for future capitalism, though, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm one with nature, but like, sometimes
there's
just
also
need a good brew, right?
You
No,
guys do
absolutely.
notice a decent amount of goods that are dwarven craft and gnomish craft coming from Highforge, because Rifflian also lies on there's a trailhead to the ferry going across the river that runs over to Highforge. So this is definitely a trade town more than anything else. It has about 200 elven residents, and then maybe another 200 or so mix of humans, dwarves, and gnomes.
I want to show the gnome children. I want to find a pack of gnome children just to show off little S a little
Oh
bit.
no, like, yeah, all the gnomes that are here, these are adult traders. They're just here. They're not really permanent residents. They're just merchants here making
Fine.
deals.
I want to find a group of surly gnome travelers, and I want to show off little S to them. These gnomes that are talking shit and just have like my precious baby dragon slayer march
Sir.
past them with all the pomp and circumstance. I'll promise little S like the biggest, fattest, chickeniest pie. You make mama proud.
Mess with the gnomes.
I want him to look like he's living his best life.
I know Asiago has a new goal, and that's to reinforce his fishing gear. So if possible, he would seek out potential vendors that might be able to assist with those things.
Is there anything they're particularly well known for here?
Horses,
Horses.
as well as wooden furniture and things made from wood. So weirdly, this is actually a really good place to get a good fishing pole.
Oh, nice.
I was
Because
gonna
there's
say,
really fine crafted elven fishing poles here.
if you haven't gotten a proper saddle, might be something to be looking into. If you plan on riding your
So
buddy here.
you can get good leather here, and you can get good horse saddles here. But for your dragon, they don't actually make anything for dragon. Specular are more likely to find good saddles for dragons, because
Okay.
that's where humans actually tend to have a lot of their exotic flying mounts.
Okay.
So you can actually, looking around for a nice pole, you can find some really well-made poles that are good, flexible, strong woods that are any of like in the length that you kind of want, from anywhere from only a couple of feet to like 6 to 10 feet long poles for really heavy-duty ones, including a lot of them that have like bone insets on the bottom handle area that's then been like carefully glued in and then lacquered over so that they're not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
So there's good handholds in the bottom and spots for mounting your line so that it does not just like get pulled out quickly. So these are very nice poles.
I still need something that like not gonna hinder me too much here. So I don't.
So are you looking for like a 4-foot pole, something like that?
I mean, I need something that. Yeah, I need something sturdy, but it needs to still be perhaps as compact as I can find it. So I'll do a little research as far as like really trying to get something that I would feel comfortable with as far as.
So there's a gnome who has this. It's a metal pole with wood inlay on it, and it's not a pole. It's actually like 4 segments that screw into the other ones, so it can be broken down.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
And near each screw, there's like this almost looks like a clockwork mechanism that he says you have to like wind properly to tighten the screws,
Yes. Yes.
and that he guarantees that it won't let you over tighten it. And you just need to put in a little bit of oil every now and then to keep things lubricated. Because it burns the oil slowly, to keep it lubricated. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, but the joints. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm falling in love with it.
But it's this 8-foot pole, and so
Yes.
it basically breaks down into 4 2-foot sections.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
He wants 15 gold for it. But it's a very nice metal pole, and you're like, you'd think it'd be stiffer, but actually when it's assembled, it's flexible.
Ooh, his eyes light up. Asiago without hesitation. He gives him 20.
Got it.
Lands it on the table. Not in an aggressive way, just like, my good man, you got a deal. And a little
He
extra
also
for your
tries to
trouble.
sell you
This is
on
fantastic.
a really fine link chain instead of line, but you don't trust it because it looks like it would just bend too easily because it looks like jewelry grade stuff. You think the gnome's just doing the gnome thing for the line.
Think I'm a sucker. I'm just appreciating his
Couldn't help himself.
craftsmanship.
Yeah, no, the craftsmanship on the pole's really nice.
Does he have an oil that he recommends for it? Perhaps.
Yeah, he says lamp oil.
Lamp oil. Interesting. Yeah. Nothing more. Figured a little.
Oh
bit
no,
more
yeah,
of
he says you'd ruin it if you put like a mineral oil.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I suppose
you can also get some pretty nice line made from intestines. It's a little thicker, but it would be a little stronger than the line you'd been using.
I would, yeah. I'd be interested. What are we looking at?
You can get like 200 feet of this stuff because it's made from. They won't tell you what animal it's from, but it's literally a really big animal that has had these long strands that control its intestines, and these get harvested, and so it makes single loops like up to 200 feet long. And so you have this big coil of it that's this really strong stuff that has kind of like the give of like a modern plastic line, but is strong like a thin metal cable would be. And you can get 200 feet of it for 5 gold.
Beautiful.
Yeah. The one thing they warned you about is that it takes some cutting. It doesn't want to cut. You have to really want to cut it and really make an attempt.
Okay. Noted.
But that means that it won't snap as easy. So.
Well, snap is easy, but there are times when. Yeah,
sometimes
okay.
you want to be like,
you
no.
want to release the line. Yeah, absolutely. Or you lose it. Okay,
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll just pay the regular price, the 5 for that.
No one here has any fish hooks that like appeal to you more than like fish hooks you've been using. So this kind of a bust for fish hooks.
Damn.
You can get some more fish hooks, but they're just the same quality of the ones you've been using.
Okay. We're nearly there.
It's all coming together. You got to become an item crafter just to make fishing equipment.
I mean, shit. Gotta make money or spend money to make money.
Let's see. Should I subtract the 25 from our gold, or would you like to, Cam?
Do what you gotta do.
I know you are our keeper of the items.
Deduct the 20.
I mean, that was the old him. He's,
Now
The
he's
new
the new
him.
him.
Just like,
Oh
whatever,
god.
man.
Same as the old him. No.
Fucking get away from this. This is my kiss.
Irrit.
Right. So did we sell the bells? We didn't sell the bells.
We did
I'm gonna sell
not.
the bells. Sell the bells. It's 550.
Let me make a giant fish hook out of one of the bells. Hold on.
Yeah, right. You can use it as a bobber.
Hold on, this is gonna take some work. Clang, 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 clang.
It's been a lot of hooks out of all of that iron if you melt it down and then rework it.
Yeah.
One big hook.
Ooh.
It goes down to progressively smaller and smaller hook.
I mean, honestly, a lot of his hooks that he uses aren't even metal hooks. They tend to be bone hooks. Because it's much easier to get a hook that's that thin, that's a bone, than it is to work metal down to something like that you'd want to like run the risk of throwing out.
Yeah. We don't have any reason to hold on to the bells, right? No one wants to keep a bell for posterity's sake. Use it to wake people up.
Use it to summon demons,
Normal things. All right.
stuff you do.
Bells are gone.
I try to reduce some of our gold weight, and we just got more.
Right?
Can we convert? Is there a bank?
So, if those of you who care about, this is also a decent town to get some alchemical stuff for brewing some poisons and some of the minor potions.
I'll work on my dragon.
Get some shit to make our healing potions with the royal honey. Linus is gonna go hunting down and see if there's an aviary or a hunt master in the area that he could buy a tamed hawk from, or if he has the ability to, he wants to try and tame a hawk himself. I don't know if that'd be easily done, or how to go about it.
So the local elves don't actually have a tradition of hawking, because they have a relationship with some of the local giant eagles.
Makes sense.
So like the things they and the giant eagles cooperate on are much bigger game than the elves tend to use stealth and arrows rather than hawks to get the small prey. So you'll go out with using the lightweight arrows and then a short bow, and you'll go hunting in the woods. So the things that people would hawk for, elves will just shoot small arrows at.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Then Linus is going to spend a little time while we're in the elven settlement looking for a hawk. See if we can befriend it somehow.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you guys gonna literally the barge here just wants to spend the night, get some cargo off, put some more cargo on, and then they're heading on to Kelvin the next day. So you guys could get off here and start just the walk, or you could stick with the barge and
Stick with the barge.
Tomorrow night. All right.
Yeah.
So at that point, the next day, you guys will then reach Kelvin. You guys have done some trading in Riflian. Were any of you looking to buy anything other how much did you guys want to spend on components for potions? Because I'll let you basically pre-buy the amount it would take you to make a potion, but buy it in just the raw materials ahead of time.
So we've got the royal honey. We got 16 pints of royal honey.
Yeah.
That by itself heals a little bit, but requires some alchemical components to turn into proper healing.
If you want to make the good healing potions, yes. If you just want to make the D4 healing potions, you guys could just boil that down by itself, and it just takes 3 days of time, and you could easily make the D4 healing potion without anything else other than the royal honey.
I mean, we've got the money, we've got the time. Let's do this properly.
I agree.
I will say also, I have 98.8 grams of healing potion materials to use.
Oh no, that's not grams. That's gold.
Or gold. Okay.
That's gold piece value worth of the crafting material that you already
okay. But yeah, I would make the non-divine version that I've attached to myself to be able to use. So it's I would guess that's a D4 version. Potion
no, that's the 1d6 plus 1.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
You actually know the non-divine, actually good version of the healing potion, which is more than just brewing down the honey. It actually takes some, you actually have to do some potion crafting and some alchemical work to pull it off. But you can do it. It takes a day to brew it, and 50 gold of the material to brew it.
50 gold of material plus the honey?
No.
No, it does not.
You can use the honey as a replacement.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Literally, when he's doing it, he knows how to actually make a healing potion using that honey. He can replace 50 gold of material with just a pint of the honey, and he knows things to do to the honey, and it only takes him a day. So it's not just him boiling it down. He's actually doing things alchemically to create a potion from just a pint of the honey down to one small little potion that does the 1d6 plus 1 healing. But that's because he's actually going to make the roll, and that's a full-blown potion of healing.
I learned this little trick from my cousin that used to do a nice little batch of shine every spring.
Dude, you gotta teach me how to do that.
So
That looks
excited.
fucking awesome.
Actually, you say that, We'll talk when we got a little bit more time. We gotta keep on the move, but perhaps once we get to the farm, we might have a little time.
Yeah, there is the potion of recovery is the one that only does the D4.
Yeah.
There's actually an alchemical way of doing it, but it's just super easy. Like it's one of the easiest potions to make. Um, it's base chance plus 20. If you're a spellcaster, plus 10%. If you have alchemy, it's plus 20. If you have craft cooking, it's plus 5. If you have healing, it's plus 10. You have knowledge herbalism plus 5 and knowledge alchemy plus 5.
Okay.
That's it. Like it's the easiest potion basically to make because
Okay.
you have the best material to make it with, and that's all it takes.
So,
Yeah.
just to clarify from the cost perspective, so we've got 16 pints of honey. I'm assuming we can turn that into like 16 healing potions.
Yeah, you can turn it into 16 healing potions or 16 potions of recovery. The healing potions are the much better version of that.
Yeah, but I had
They
a chance to fail.
it requires someone who knows what they're doing and is a spellcaster.
Okay.
Whereas the potion of recovery, a commoner can make that if they know alchemy.
Okay.
Do we want to buy more than 16 potions worth of healing materials while we're here?
Probably.
Seems like an awful lot, but
But at the same time,
that would outfit each of us with several potions.
I mean,
Yeah,
he could look into buying. He could try to get like a formula for some other potions here, and then look into trying to get the material for brewing other types of potions.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm interested in like doing all this. I just know it'll take quite a bit of time, right? So
Yeah, like potentially like a day per potion for a lot of these potions. Like, if you can get the right material, you could, for instance, learn how to brew a potion of fire resistance. You're a 6th level caster, you meet the minimum
That'd be cool.
requirement on it. It
Um,
costs 300 gold worth of material, but like the potion means that it's one person drinks it. You're not like giving it to your enemies.
Yeah.
okay.
Um.
Would it be fair to say that because I do have the caveat as far as like the stuff that I had on me, just healing potion materials, not royal jelly. I had 98.8 grams. In that month or so we just took off, could we say
Oh,
that
yeah.
I maybe utilized that to make a couple potions, basically?
Roll me if how many days did you want to basically how many man hours did you want to devote to looking for material components to make potions with?
If this was during, I would say if I can go back retroactively, like during that month, that would absolutely be something like I'm spending my days more or less able to like I'm not necessarily training anything, so I'm probably helping potentially bag with the dragon, doing a whole lot of fishing, drinking in the bar, drinking outside with my friends, and then yeah, perhaps collecting materials and developing maybe potion skills.
Hell yeah.
That's all I had planned, really.
Yeah, okay. So for a month, you were basically doing like how many hours? Like you had 30 days basically.
Yeah.
Like how many hours a day were you thinking about devoting to looking for potion material components?
Probably like 2-3 hours a day. Say
Okay.
that. It's a nice little chunk of my day. I go out, maybe check out different areas to kind of like see in the surrounding area that we had, like if I could find perhaps different materials or and obviously talk with the people within the bar that not conversing. Maybe I get some leads on maybe some more hardy roughage to scour. I apologize. This is all going retroactively back. We're not in
Yeah,
that
no problem, no
situation.
problem. So you doing that, like basically, you could have gotten, roll me 9 d10, and that's how many silver pieces worth of material you got, and so we can figure it into gold pieces after that. But 9 d10 is how many silver equivalent you would have gotten. Because this is just you getting a feel for things. So
I
yeah,
could've
basically you got 5 more gold, so
hold
you have
on.
like 104
8d10.
gold.
I could have swore twice I hit 9d10. I could
Ha.
have swore. Let me get one more.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay, there's another
Yeah, there you
3
go.
to that, so 52, I guess.
Yeah, so 5 gold, 2 silver worth of material added to that, the 98 you think you already had, or 99 you already had.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so that gets us over the 100, I guess. So that would get us a couple more potions.
Yeah, that was just you scavenging literally around outside. So this is not you having a garden or anything like that. That was just you like scavenging like literally like flowers and tree branches and mushrooms from the area within like an hour's walk of Threshold.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I get to
So that
actually
was
be
you just
using-
taking casual strolls every night and coming back with like a little bit of silver equivalent of like raw material you didn't have to pay for every day.
Okay, cool. Get to use that, and then yeah, for the honey that we have, I'm absolutely interested when having the opportunity to do maybe some studying on maybe developing a little bit more of prowess in the
Yeah, like as I
potion
recall, you
formation.
guys had gotten an alchemical set. Had
we
you
did.
left that at the
Yeah.
farm? Or was that on your boat?
I feel like that was on our boat.
Okay.
So I remember we were gonna take it with us
Mm.
so we can make some potions eventually. I don't see any reason why we would have left it at the farm.
Yeah, yeah.
So does that mean that you guys would have left it basically in
Would've been back.
in Kelvin?
Probably.
Because your boat would have been trading, so then Kelvin was the place you were going to meet up with your boat eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
I gotta get another set.
Yep.
Okay.
Get one for
Well,
the
I mean, you
farm.
guys are heading to Kelvin. Like literally
Yeah.
tomorrow, you'll be in Kelvin. So did you guys want to
Oh,
take some
okay.
time and
Yeah,
make
that's right.
potions?
Yeah.
And or
Yeah.
look for some spells, look to see if there's any scrolls for sale locally, that kind of stuff.
I'll continue to train my dragon.
Yes. So once you get to Kelvin, you can actually bring the dragon into the city through one of the gates, not all the gates, but one of the gates, because there's actually a stable for exotic mounts, and one whole stable area is just for white dragons.
All right. Nice.
Now-
Specifically.
Yes, specifically, they charge you 5 gold a night, but you can literally keep a dragon. They'll be feeding it meat every night, and somebody's gonna groom the dragon. As long as you introduce like the groomers, there's like 3 people. There'll be guards, and people will literally be willing to do things like give your dragon like scale scrubs and things like that.
That's a really
And-
good deal.
Can
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes, and also can I spend time with them so I can
Oh, yeah.
better learn to train my
Yeah,
dragon? and
so
take
there's
care of
actually
it?
another 3 white dragon mounts here in town right now.
Nice.
wow.
So I can
Um,
even talk to their owners. Okay.
Yeah, one of them is owned by a family who the father is too old to be around going around flying these days, but his son is not an experienced flyer, so it's his grandson that's going to be taking over, but his grandson's only like 10 right now. So it's basically like they're just keeping the dragon occupied till like either they want to sell it, which they might not because they'd rather keep it in the family, or they're just waiting for the grandson to get old enough to fly it. The other 2 are literally mounts from Knights of the Realm, who will talk to you about your dragon and say, hey, you can probably take this to either Specularum or the keep on the other side of Dimrak Forest, where the main Order of the Griffin, which is the main flying mounted knight order of the military, has their site, and sell your dragon for 4,000 or 5,000 gold to the government. That's definitely, you can tell they're
Well,
encouraging that because they want to get
yeah.
the dragon into military service.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in their knowledge, but it doesn't sound
Yeah,
like
I
they're-
know they'll talk to you about it. Like both of them also have non-talking dragons. They'll tell you one of them is smaller than yours, one of them's just larger than yours, one of them's a 4 hit dice, one of them's the 7 hit dice.
Oh, damn. Nice. Okay.
So they'll tell you you don't just want to like rush at enemies while you're flying. You definitely want to use the fact that you have a standoff thing. You only land with your dragon once you've already done like drive-by breathings and or you using ranged attacks, hopefully with support from other flying mounted things. They mostly enjoy flying mounts that are hippogriffs, because hippogriffs are just hostile enough towards enemies that they basically are just super aggressive, and they like that style with whites coming in to back them up. Pegasus, they say, are almost a little too smart for their own good, and have a little higher desire for their own survivability as well as their owner's survivability, because the relationship between a Pegasus and its flyer is much more of like an equal partnership. Also, Pegasus won't just let anyone fly them. Pegasus literally will only let people who are of lawful alignment fly them. Pegasus feel real strongly about that and will attack people who attempt to get on them who are not lawful.
Interesting.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's like a
Whereas
security
hippogriffs
system.
will let anyone fly them.
And you said just lawful, so they could be lawful, evil, or good.
Yeah. They just
What?
want of order.
Crazy.
They don't actually like flying with griffins or wyverns. Wyverns because wyverns constantly like there's this weird territorial thing where they kind of have to prove that they're good enough. And dragons can't help themselves and they flex dominance towards wyverns. But your dragon is, however, not immune to wyvern poison, so bad things can happen all around. So they don't want they don't want blue on blue violence, so to speak. No friendly fire, thank you. So yeah, they definitely prefer hippogriffs because hippogriffs are that perfect sweet spot of being. There's a lot more of them, and they're being flown by people who the government doesn't care about quite as much, and the people who get assigned to them tend to also be aggressive. So the flyers and the mounts are hyper aggressive, which make for great sock troops. Which means that the dragons can come in after already things are kind of roughed up a bit, and they can clean up.
Okay.
But they're big on the whole, like, as a white dragon flyer, you definitely want to take advantage of. The white dragon's not the biggest and meanest dragon. They're not the most aggressive dragon. You want to take advantage of their natural cunning and let them use, like, line breaks, fly down below trees, fly down between buildings, leap up, and, like, do, like, a series of jumping attacks where they're just flying for short periods.
Okay.
And you definitely want to let your dragon feel that you have its best interest at heart when you're flying around with it. Don't order it to charge into something you know isn't going to work and is a death charge, because dragon will know it. And yeah, you don't want to get in the habit of things like that. Even if it works, you'll break potentially some trust.
I'm not some scumbag, so.
Whereas they let you know, you can totally get a hippogriff to do a suicide charge, and if it works, they'll trust you even more.
That's kind of neat, but yeah, no,
Because
I
they're
don't think I could do
hyper
that.
aggressive.
Okay.
Like they'll say, like, yeah, the nearest stable to this one is actually the hippogriff stable. They keep the stable where the couple of griffins that are here, on the far other side of the compound.
Third and goal.
And they keep the Pegasus one on the other side of this compound away from the hippogriffs, because the hippogriffs will attack horses, and so will griffins, but griffins view hippogriffs as too horse-like and will attack them thinking they're horses. Whereas hippogriffs will attack Pegasus because they definitely know they're horses.
Okay.
It's it's the funness of the flying mounts. But they say, yeah, I mean, if you're really interested, you might even also swear to the government and try to become a knight. A knighthood's a good gig. There's potentially tax involvement if you have land, but it's like really good tax involvement for a lot of land. You also get government enforcement, and you might get assigned government, like, men-at-arms and troops to pay for things, as well as being able to claim taxes from large swaths of property where you can get a kick benefit of it. So they're trying to, nudge, like, maybe if you're not going to sell your dragon, have you heard of feudalism and the benefits it can give you?
It's so Blarth is willing to hear them out on that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of training, but a lot of it is training. It's not that it's required training. It's more like it's just kind of expected you'll do it and do a lot of training with it. But signing up for it, you have a flying mount, so you don't even have to prove yourself to get a mount. You already have the mount coming in, and you have a dragon coming in, which means that the chances that you'll come in and be a knight are way higher than anyone else. Like, knights who are like really good are like, I can fly a flying mount. I just don't own one, and like try to sign up with the government. But like, okay, we'll sign you up, and if one becomes available, or you prove yourself good enough or have good enough political connections, yeah, you can get a flying mount. But it'll probably be either a Pegasus if one will let you fly it, or failing that, it'll be a hippogriff.
Right. Got it.
Because those are their. Yeah.
How long would that take?
Depends on if it's time of war or not. Like, if you're good enough, like, mid-level fighters basically can become knights. Super simple. And the government will then back them up. They can claim all sorts of extra rights and privileges. The legal system's definitely bent towards benefits for knights. You just are then on call if there's wars or things like that.
Okay.
And it might just be months before you get a mount, but you already have a mount, so you can skip all that.
Well, I'm considering it, but right now I'm sticking with my party and the obligations we have in front of us. So
yeah.
But I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, the most common dragon mount they'll actually let you know is the white dragon. If you're in country, not in Kelvin, but like out towards Theatis, where the actual Order of the Griffin has their main facility, there are a couple of blue dragon flyers and one gold dragon flyer.
Whoa.
The gold dragon flyer though that's a partnership. The dragon, they shake their heads. The dragon's beating us both at chess. And don't gamble with him. He cheats shamelessly.
It cheats
Shamelessly. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. He's also a better spellcaster than our commanding officer.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah.
That might be fun. So I feel like if I went towards this, I'd be more likely to help get my dragon off the ground.
They could definitely short circuit that, but they'd be short circuiting it probably by a couple of weeks, because you're probably pretty close to being able to fly with your dragon. It's just a matter of more training you to fly on a dragon. Then you can probably already, if you wanted to, stick a saddle on your dragon and be able to ride your dragon like a really, really expensive to maintain horse. Flying with them, on the other hand, requires that you maybe pick up how to ride a flying creature or pilot an airship kind of thing.
So I think I would probably try for the double whammy then of becoming a knight and getting my mount off the ground.
Yeah, that does put you beholden to the government a bit.
Right.
So sometimes when the government's like, call to action, you're like, well, we gotta go fight the enemy of the nation state, guys.
I'd probably tell them a joke that had to do with propaganda. So
well, there you go. But yeah, you've been invited to go talk to an actual knighthood recruiter, which would give you the class of knight, by the way.
Okay.
Doesn't really mechanically change that much, but it does have some in-game benefits of, if you're a knight, things like being able to ask for shelter and being expected to be put up if you're any country that's basically part of the Theatian Empire sphere. As a knight, you'd gain social standing automatically. But you'd also become an enemy of the state of the Empire of Alphatia, who's the enemy empire to Theatis.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. How's your patriotism? If you don't care, or a tie, fucking let's go.
At first, I kind of thought, I want to, eventually rule the world, but there's no way I could possibly do that without this information first. This whole hierarchy and learning how that works. So, I think becoming a knight makes sense.
All right, so other people. I assume you guys are going to spend. There was talk of maybe making some potions here in Kelvin.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be very interested into both making some effective healing potions of what we have, but then
yeah. So you had made some before, correct?
Yeah. And you said something about potentially even giving some more knowledge.
Yeah. So every potion you make gives you a +2 on the roll, 2%, up to a maximum of +20%. So once you've made 10 of these potions, you have a 1 in 5 better chance to make one.
Okay.
The base chance is 30% plus your spellcasting ability. So for you, that'd be intelligence, and then your spellcaster level. So that'd be 6. So I don't know what your intelligence is.
13 right now.
Okay, so that's 19. So that's 49 is the base chance. Plus, you're an elf, so you get an extra 10%. So that's 59. And then modified by the specific potion, and then 2% for each time you've made one successfully. So for healing potions, it is 49. It's minus 10% because it's actually not that easy to do. So it goes down to 39. You have alchemy, so it goes up to 44. Do you have ceremony of any sort?
No.
Skill.
Do you have the healing skill?
Yes.
Okay, that's another 5%, so 49. Do you have the mysticism skill?
No.
Okay, so it's 49%. So it's 2% plus for every one that you'd successfully made previously. So that's 49% plus... No, 54%. 54% plus 2% for every time you'd made it previously. To know how easy it is to make the potions of recovery, just to give you the side view on that one, it'd be that 49, 69, 79, 99, 104. Do you have knowledge herbalism or knowledge alchemy?
Alchemy, yes.
No, knowledge, the knowledge skill, not just the skill alchemy.
Oh, no.
That you already got a 20% bonus. Okay, so you're at 109% to make a potion of recovery. So you're guaranteed to make the potion of recoveries. You're 54% plus 2% for every time you make one successfully, chance to make the potions of healing.
Okay, and I've made 4 before. Potions.
Okay. So that's 8% more, so you're at 62% chance to make one.
I mean, if y'all believe in me, I'm willing to keep rolling the dice on this. I'm getting pretty damn good at it, I feel.
Yeah. Keep it up.
I will at least. So, what do we have? How many? We had 16.
You have 16 with just the material from the giant bees. You have another at least 100 gold. So technically speaking, you can make 18 attempts at this with just the material you have on you right now without having to buy anything else. Because you're going to have an in-room,
Right.
and the alchemical set, and then if you guys want to spend 18 days here, you can attempt to make 18 potions.
I know we have to do them all right now. How do you guys feel?
I mean,
might as well, or like I don't know. We need to. We're trying to get to the farm. I don't want to delay that too much here.
Right. I mean,
But-
if we have to, we have to.
yeah. I mean, it's
You
another.
guys can start with like a week, like 7 days. It'll give everybody else a chance to like buy
That-
things and like.
Oh,
That
no.
that's what I'm kind of feeling. Like there goes mine.
I think we lost a minute.
Oh no.
yeah. So, quick question, and to help gauge time here, is there a druid circle, Cenarian circle of sorts in the city that we're in?
Not
Or
in
nearby?
Kelvin. You don't know enough yet. You just got it. You got initiated by one druid up in Kelvin.
Yeah.
You know that he told you there's standing stones, and that's a good place to look for evidence. But you've seen standing stones lots of places in your travels. You would just never looked into some of the significance because now you have a better idea of some of the secret coding that druids use.
Okay.
So the next time you see some standing stones, you might have a little better idea if they can point you towards a druid circle or not.
I mean, go to all of the local trappers, hunters, and scouts, or guilds groups in the
So
area.
you know that people will talk about far off things, but at least within like a couple of miles of Kelvin, it's been civilized for way too long. All that stuff has like been reused and or chopped down and turned into
For
farmland.
purpose. Okay, fair enough. Then, and there's no magical warhammers for sale here, yeah? I need to be able to bonk properly, man.
Did you get a nice smooth stone one?
Exactly.
Definitely not going to be a magic stone one. Like if there is, it's going to be metal.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
pass.
See.
You
got a nice
Alright.
one, right? You got a nice little shiny
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah, it's good enough for now. I'll have to enchant it later.
I don't want to
Um,
get hit by a nice fucking
Right.
smooth rock like thong.
There are one of the alchemists in town is selling 8 potions of water breathing.
That could
was
be
a-
useful.
There was a group that was going to do an expedition out into the Sea of Dread, but something happened to him, and they never came to pick up the product. So he has these potions now sitting, and so he's willing to sell them for 250 gold each because he had already gotten prepaid, but he wants the rest of his money.
What's the time last on
It
that.
grants water breathing. When you drink it, you roll a d6 plus
Right.
6, and that's the 10-minute increments that you get. So it's anywhere from an hour to 2 hours.
Right.
I mean, if we are planning on going back to Chult at any point,
Hey,
this is really handy to have.
1,000. Any kind of mass discount we get on this bad boy?
If you
250 a
want to
piece
buy,
is pretty.
if you want to buy all 10, he
Oh, boy.
would sell you all 10 for 1,800 gold.
I mean, we have
Whoa.
the money.
Really?
Yeah.
1,800 to take them all off his hands. Expiration
that
on
means
this
that
stuff?
that means it's 180 each. He already had gotten paid some money up front. He just hadn't gotten paid the full amount for him.
All right.
So he's not losing money. He's just not making that much money. He'll be making like 30 gold per each if
Okay.
he sells a deal with 180.
Big question here too. What's the ability to, having secured this, be able to study it myself?
So
Make
Make
'em.
our own.
if you're interested in learning how to do that, he would be willing to teach you, but he would charge you 600 gold, and it would
Ooh.
take about a week, and he could walk you through all the steps.
I can also learn it, as I also have the water breathing spell.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm
So
kinda digging
the
it.
water breathing potion doesn't actually require the spell.
Oh, okay.
Knowing the spell gives you an extra 20% on the roll.
Oh, that helps. That helps a lot.
So the way it works on it, it's the normal potion requirement. If you have alchemy, you get a plus 5%. If you know the spell for either water breathing or breathe element, you get a plus 20%. And if you have material component from any creature native to the plane of water, or the gills of a creature such as a triton or mermaid, you get an extra 20% as well. Takes a day to do. In order to do it, you have to be a 7th level caster. So Asiago can't quite do it yet, but he could learn the formula. And it requires 500 gold to brew.
500 to brew?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if we're paying 180, we're getting a
Sweet.
fucking deal. Let's
It's
buy
because
those.
it's because the guy already had money up front from the party.
Yeah.
He doesn't need him. He just wants to make some money back a little bit because he basically had done it at cost for him. So he's trying to make some money off of this.
You making what, 300 out of the deal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely willing to buy the Saga of the Potions. I'm wondering, it sounds like, I mean, given the level that you need to even be to brew them and how much you need, these are pretty rare to come across, or
They're
are they
rare in
somewhat-
this part of the world. There'd be
Maybe
less rare
uncommon-ish.
if you were like, say, down in the Mithra Guild Isles, which are the islands just to the south of the coast, the ones right off the coast, not the ones across the Sea of Dread, but the mercantile site just across the water. They're probably slightly more common, but at least here, no, this is actually the best deal you guys have ever seen for potions of water breathing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the buying out the lot, I think that's a given. Given
Yeah,
our
I
gold
mean-
situation, I think that's well worth.
That's way cheaper than it's going to cost us to make that amount.
The training
Ourselves.
is hefty and takes more time. I don't know if we want to do that right now, but it's also pretty cool if we did.
I mean, being able to make it sounds nice.
That's pretty hefty.
Uh,
500 piece. Like, I don't know how often we'd even be making that. Honestly.
Exactly. Like the fact that we can get these for 180 a piece. Like these are very niche. We're probably only going to use these to deep dive off like the shores of Chult, and maybe like if we find some like cool underwater temple.
Yeah, the big use for potions is either
Yeah.
having them because you found them in a treasure, you get to use them, or as a way if you need that but don't want to waste spell power, and not everyone can read a scroll.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree, and the idea of expediting our move and only taking a week for me to do the other potions anyways. Maybe we just buy these potions and keep on our way.
Yep. Sounds
All right,
good.
you wanna make 7 D100 rolls if you're gonna take a week and make some of those potions, and we'll see.
70 100s. Oh.
And remember, like going across it each time you have a success, your chance. of doing
put it
the
in
next time
the-
goes up by 2.
Okay.
Put in the combat or other rolls before you drop it into B team.
Yes. Yeah. I keep making that mistake. Thank you.
while he's doing that, I guess Linus will start making some scrolls as well. But we can do that after we're
So should I do all these
after session.
1d100 separately? Just keep rolling it.
I mean, whichever one's easier for you, you'll just do it in like if you want to do all of them at once, as long as there's a
It's just
bracket
gonna
out.
keep upgrading the chance, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
you'll just look at each one. We'll just look at it. The first one is, what was it, 62% chance, and then the next one's going to be 64, and then 66. Each time you're successful, it goes up by 2.
Yeah.
To a maximum of 76%.
All right.
So we have a fail.
Oh
Then we have
my
a success.
God.
Then we have success. We have success. 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 So your
Okay.
percentage has gone up 12 points. So it's
Okay.
now at what? 74%?
Yeah.
The next time you do this?
Yeah.
You're 2% off the maximum theoretical. And you were able to successfully make 6 of them. So you have 6 potions of Cure Light Wounds. Well, 6 potions of healing.
Okay. So now I have 10 on my person, which I will distribute out to the group. I suppose.
Cool.
2 apiece for everybody, including our orc friend.
Yeah. So, did Blarth, did you want to get a saddle?
Yeah, I think this is a good time for that. Yeah.
So you can get a combat saddle for, which would enable you to both ride it on the ground as well as fly with it. For
Nice.
There'll be 150 gold. We'll give you a combat saddle.
Okay. Sounds good. And then
Yeah.
out of what I just bid was 200 from Asiago. Is that right?
Hmm?
So I'd be getting 50. And the saddle.
Wait, what?
How much did Asiago just make for money?
Oh no, Asiago just spent. No,
Made
he didn't spend
potions.
money.
I made
He's made
potions.
potions.
And
Potions. Sorry.
and you should have 2 more potions of healing right now.
2 potions of healing.
I distribute them out to the group.
See, how many do I have right now?
I thought I had
100.
something on my character.
150 gold, though. Unfortunately, I don't have that at the moment. Although I have.
I mean, the group
platinum.
has that.
Yeah, the group has that.
And I just minus those royal honeys, by the way, the ones that I use.
There you go.
So-
That makes sense.
Cool. All
Is
right.
the group willing to get help me get a saddle here?
Sure. Yeah, let's do
Absolutely,
it.
I am fully in support of this.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Help you. Train your
Yeah,
dragon,
you can
man.
even then, saddle up your dragon and start doing some ground riding with him to get him used to it. He's a little hesitant first because this is the first time he's really doing this, but yeah, you can totally pull it off. Now, you are definitely going to want to get a ride that's for dragons eventually. Do you have a riding skill already?
Okay.
If you don't, you just don't try to do it in combat. You can definitely ride dragon out of combat, but don't try to do it in combat until you have the riding skill, because it'll be a little more difficult to pull that off. You'd be rolling at a pretty large penalty.
Potions 2. Then what is the riding saddle? It's just riding saddle.
Yeah,
for
you have
dragon.
a combat riding saddle sized for your dragon. So it's a very large saddle with
saddle.
it's the actual saddle portion's not that big, but it's the big strap that goes underneath with the attachment points. Because it doesn't just have one loop under, it has 2 loops. It goes around. It has a loop that goes underneath its arms and a loop that goes over its arms.
Okay. I'll call it combat riding saddle and is dragon fitted.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So right
Right
now,
on.
if you're riding it, and you don't have a riding skill for it. Because you don't have a riding skill at all, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, you're just you.
I do
would
have
make the
piloting.
ride check. Yeah, you make the ride check, but at a -4 penalty.
Riding skill, and then I'll just put -4 right now.
Yeah, it's -4 plus your, because you have no ranks in it. It's riding specifically riding dragon. -4. Do you have a dex bonus? Because it's a dex based skill. So you'd get to add your dex bonus to it. So you only have like a -3 total if you have a dex +1.
I don't. I'm 1 point away from getting a plus to
Got
that.
it.
I'm 1 point away from getting a lot of these stats to give me a change.
We need to go find a stat quest.
It's crazy.
You know, the stat quests are actually pretty common in this version of D&D. A lot of modules had like, you know, use up the magic in this idol, and the person gets a random thing, and that a stat bump is a really common one of those results.
Yeah.
Like 1 plus in the intelligence gets me minus. Get rid of the negative. Constitution gets rid of the negative. In dexterity, it gets me a plus. Like, yeah. Charisma would give me a plus.
All right,
We could
so,
use that, by the way, the charisma, because
Oh, that would be that would be useful. That
Yeah,
would be
we don't
very
have
useful.
any.
At this point, the group spends like a week in Kelvin, and we can do the scroll things after. But
Yeah.
like, if you guys want to catch out, like at this point, you guys can start going overland and head to Specularum. This is summertime. Things are well patrolled. If you guys stick to the road, we can just do a time skip to Specularum. You'll just meet a lot of people along the road. The monsters, this is the wrong part of the country. The military patrols here regularly. It's got a lot of nobles who spend money on their own protections, and a lot of small villages. This place is well frequented by people. So you're basically meeting people along the road along this way. You guys take a boat from Kelvin just to get to the other side, because you need to cross over this large kind of like lake confluence of rivers, because Kelvin's on the wrong side from Specularum, but it's just a quick day trip. Takes like an hour to get across, and then you're walking down towards Specularum. You guys don't even have to necessarily enter Specularum. You guys can just swing by it and then start heading up towards the farm if you guys don't want to spend any time in Specularum.
Don't need anything else to prep. I just keep spending more time with the dragon.
Yeah.
But if you guys needed anything, I think we just got a lot there.
Yeah, we can basically say that for next session, you guys will start with heading towards the farm.
I think so. Only thing I would look for on the way through, better fish hook. All I need.
Oh, yeah.
Can we all hit fucking Dick's Sporting Goods real quick?
So actually in Kelvin, they'd have some fish hooks that are like brass hooks.
Oh.
They're poured brass hooks designed to catch river sturgeon and other large fish.
Oh. Oh, Kelvin, okay. Well,
yeah, because there's enough sturgeon where it's a viable food source, and caviar is still a prized thing amongst the nobles. So.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, you can buy yourself a set of like 8 of varying sizes, like 2 of each size, because in case you lose one. Hooks all the way from like, oh, let me catch some catfish, to I want to catch some river sturgeon. Because the ones that are out in that river where Kelvin's at, those are the like 15 to 20 foot sturgeon. That's the serious business sturgeon. That's the, oh yeah, we're gonna be on this boat while it tugs us for the next 3 hours until it exhausts itself.
So, Linus is definitely going to be spending some time going around studying all the weird ass creatures that he can now understand.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true.
Including the sturgeon. So, whatever kind of strange creatures exist in Kelvin and Specularum, let me know. Add them to the list.
Yeah, I mean, you've now met, definitely, you've seen more birds. Most of them are too small for you to turn into yet, but like you can start getting a handle on them to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Birds are really boring to talk to, though. It's mostly about food, danger, and fucking.
Yeah.
But
no, it's actually kind of obnoxious, because now like birdsong is just him hearing them just crying out for a good fuck all the time in the morning,
or yelling about danger.
Yeah,
because someone walked near them.
God, Jesus, isn't this so nice in the morning? You can hear all the birds singing. No, it's just, oh God.
You can understand them.
It's awful.
Yeah. You got to listen to chipmunks and squirrels. Kind of wish you weren't able to hear the squirrels. They're making plans.
They're all deviants. A lot of them.
A lot
Dude.
of them.
I've heard the squirrels. We used to live at the Cottingtown Mall area, and the trees over there, the hell is like big ass squirrels. They would like make laughing sounds, but like jackass laughing sounds, like ha 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 ha. You're like, what the fuck was that? It's the squirrels, dude. It was weird.
Squirrels making fun of you.
Right.
There'd be like claw marks on like the wooden stuff from where they like fell and landed. Dude, it's creepy. These things were huge.
Yeah, you've even ran into some deer, because the deer will get close if you don't have bows out.
Are there any like strange critters that people have brought into town in the near, the two large cities that we've been into?
I mean, did you want to spend time at the stables? Because you could have ran into some Pegasus, and who don't like you, by the way, and some hippogriffs.
Yeah.
Their hippogriffs don't like you, but that's more of they don't like anybody. If you feed them some meat, they're your new best friend. The Pegasus just do not like you.
Fair. But I don't need them to like me.
Like, I don't know if there's anyone in your group they like. Is anyone lawful in your group?
We're all neutral and chaotic.
Yeah, they're not fans of you guys. You can see the griffins they have there, because they have griffins in the stables. Now, they don't have any wyverns at the moment, but it's a couple of griffins, a couple of white dragons, and enough for like a whole company of people in hippogriffs, and like a platoon for Pegasus. So there's like 20-something, 30 Pegasus, and then there's seriously like 100 and something freaking hippogriffs.
We may have lost mana.
Yeah, I figured. It's 9:50. She's probably just crashed out.
Yeah.
So this is a good ending spot anyway.
Fun.
You guys are on your way to the farm. We can start up next time with either Linus
Hell yeah.
bringing you guys in through a Fey Mound, or you guys get jumped by something along the road.
Get to the farm with some burgers, baby. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be about.
That's what it's going to be.
Get jumped on the road. I wouldn't mind feeding my dragon. That sounds kind of cool.
Sounds great.
Right on next session. So next session's gonna be
In person.
That's crazy.
It's 8 days away. Yeah, 8 days away.
That's so awesome. 8 days away. My God. My work weeks feel so long sometimes.
Right.
There are weeks. You're like,
This weekend will be a 3-day weekend, so don't work Monday. So I'll just be
Lucky.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Bam.
I work Monday, but I get paid, holiday pay.
There you
There you go.
And fucking everyone's gonna be out and away because the weather's gonna be nice, so you
Oh
probably
yeah, no, there's gonna be almost no calls. They're all gonna wait till Tuesday.
Mhm.
And then Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's just gonna be this deluge of the internet broke on Friday. And it
Sounds right.
Tuesday. Well, I was busy. Oh, okay, can I get you to restart your modem? Oh, I'm not home yet.
Yeah. Oh my God, that one. They're calling. You can tell they're in the car. You're like, why are you calling now? Like, why now?
Like, my internet's broken at home. Yeah, and are you there? Driving there. Okay, are you 10 minutes away? No, I'm 4 hours away. Okay.
We're in another state still. You can fix it for me, right?
I do get those. Like, yo, I'm in India right now, but I can't seem to reach my computer. And I look at it, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Everything here's up. Like...
your router's down, but it looks like it doesn't have any power on.
Hold up.
Yeah. Can you do something about that? We're not going to your house, dude. Sorry.
I remember a call where a lady rang us up, and she's like, "Hey, I can't get on the internet." And I was like, "Your line looks up. Where are you?" She's like, "I'm down in Mexico. Why is my internet not working?" You have to use your mobile network. But I was promised Wi-Fi all the time.
I've had that.
No.
I've had that. Person in San Francisco was like, when I'm not at my house, it doesn't work. God damn it. God damn. And it's not going to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The worst.
True story. True story.
I told you.
I will see you guys next Friday, in person.
Yeah,
that'll be awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll
some good food.
gather up a list of some rolls I'd like to make, and we can go from there. Send them to you. Figure it out offline.
Yeah, that works. That works.
I have a bunch of new druid spells that are very niche, but also very fun.
Yeah, you'll have to figure out how to turn them into scrolls first, though, because it's not. Just
Oh, is that not a natural thing?
Yeah, no, you'll have to figure out the formula for it. So that might take you a little bit. So figure out which one you want to have as your like. I want to figure this one out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So what cities did we go through today?
Riflian and Kelvin. And Specularum, technically, because you're leaving Specularum. You guys just didn't want. I don't think any of you had anything you wanted to do in Specularum.
You get a drink. That's I don't know.
Buy some
Another major. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alrighty.
My best call in the call center was still dude from San Francisco. He was either on some kind of drug or just drunk out of his mind. But he calls in and he's like, "It doesn't work," and I'm like, "Your Wi-Fi is your internet's down. It just doesn't work." And then like I just hear him like tearing things apart and like throwing stuff. It sounded like cables and all kinds of shit getting tossed around, and eventually, and this is literally like 10 seconds into the call, I hear another phone ring in the background, and he goes, "Holy cow, it works, thanks," and he just hangs up.
That's great. That's great.
All right, woo. The best call.
One of the other Andrews who sat across from me, the best call I overheard was when somebody was like, "I have your internet, and I want to get my bed on the Wi-Fi."
What?
Because they had a bed that it was Internet of Things stuff. It had controls you could control through an app, but as it turns out, the person didn't own a cell phone, so there was actually no way to get their bed on the Wi-Fi.
How are you gonna have a Wi-Fi bed and no fucking phone? Jesus Christ!
I don't know why any of my customers don't have cell phones.
Right.
Homeless people have cell phones.
It's
That-
weird.
The worst I ever had was a lady who called in. She's like, "Hey, how do I get on the internet?" It's like, "Well, it depends. Your line seems to be working. What kind of device do you have?" It's like, "Well, what do you mean? Can't you just get me on the internet?" It's like, "Well, no. You gotta use like computer, your phone. Do you have a computer or phone?" It's like, "No. But I was thinking of getting one of those. Maybe I'll get a phone." All right, thanks. Bye. Click.
Damn. Sometimes.
Sometimes, man.
The internet is just supposed to exist around me, and technically it kind of does in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
But need something to access it.
Just wow. Some people
Yeah.
take the special breed.
You know.
What?
Special breed with a special need.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Hey, we rolled those potions though. Let's go.
Yeah.
Those potions were
That
in
was
fact
cool.
rolled.
I'm
Here's
cooking.
a really cool Larry Elmore White Dragon, just to give Blarth some stuff to think about.
Dragon Knight Rider. Might
Now
just
it's a
happen.
dragon beating up some adventurers.
Oh, that's great. Wow, that's super old school. Thing looks like
Yeah,
a fucking
some-
armadillo.
That's Larry Elmore back in I think the late 80s, early 90s.
That's cool as hell looking. Scaly boy.
Dude's chonky.
yeah, it's a little skinny. Like I dig it though.
Got that barrel belly.
The normal.
So when you look up White Dragon
now-
Riders, they tend to either be that one Anne McCaffrey book, or they tend to be women or liches. Like that's
Blarth is kind of a woman. He's got
He
blonde, wavy hair and everything.
is glorious.
Blarth could be a woman's name, I think. I don't know.
Wow, it is all just all women, like almost 100%. And then there's like a couple of dudes that look
yeah,
like.
and most of them close to dudes tend to be like, oh, that's like a lich, or
He's just standing next to it. He's not actually writing on it.
A lich or a stand-up comedian? Yeah.
I mean, there's
Stand
only
up.
2 options, right?
All right, bag. Smash.